We're back at the Ice Arena with Game 2 of the NHSL Grand Final Series. The Brewers look to take a commanding 2-0 lead, and the Xtreme look to level the score. Good evening, everybody. Welcome inside the Ice Arena on beautiful Ghana land from wherever you are across the country. Eric Ballnar here to call all the action, and joining me later on the bench is Ryan the Rocket Full, but up here we have Coach Justine Ruffino, and we have MVP finalist of the NHSL, Johan Levesque. Game 2, back at it Friday night. Where would you rather be for playoff hockey?
Definitely nowhere else.
Oh, absolutely. You know, I'm having a little bit of nerves just being here. You know, like I want to be on the ice, and just being up here and being able to describe the game for you guys is a privilege.
Playoff hockey is a different beast. Both these teams finished identical on points. There really isn't much between them. They split the series in the regular season, so we shouldn't be so surprised that Game 1 was an absolute epic game, and it had an epic finish. Take a look at this. Late in the game, the Xtreme, they came all the way back down from 2-2, by the way. Tied the game late in the third. They were pressing for the goal in overtime. A wild scramble in front of the net, and then Zach Boyle gets the puck out. And look, the Brewers have been finding balanced scoring all season long, and no different when Harley Anderson takes the puck, and you know how this one ends.
Well, everyone's going to talk about that play. Beautiful setup, beautiful goal, but I want to bring everyone back to the beginning of that play. This is where we're going to have the actual essence of what it is to have a team committing to the play, to winning that game. The moment that Matustrinka saved that puck, everyone put the wheel on their shoulder to make sure that we are tying up people in front of the net. We're blocking shots. Here we have Jaden Ryan that saved the puck on his knees, playing goalie, and who else? MVP himself, Mr. Zach Boyle. Puck retrieval, skating up the puck, giving a nice outlet pass to be able to get the puck moving forward, and the 5 guys goes as a unit and being able to score that overtime winning goal. That
full team effort is something that we've just seen from the Brewers the last few games.
No, it definitely is. And the Brewers, you know, they've banded behind Matush and his confidence, and they've taken it on themselves. And I really feel like the Brewers are definitely in a mindset where they want to keep this going.
Well, team defense was a big one, and Ryan Full, he's down on the bench right now. Full, what do you have for us on the goaltenders? We'll try to get to Ryan Full a little later on. We're having some technical difficulties, but we'll go to the theme of the goaltenders. Jeremy Friedrich, he was a marquee goalie, and he did show up in game number 1. He made 40 saves, 40 of them. Team was down 2-0. He made some big ones to keep the team in it, but they still lost the game. And Jeremy, I've never seen this from him before. He's lost 3 straight games in net. How's Jeremy feeling, do you think, before this game?
I mean, I chatted with Jerry today. He's, you know, obviously he's not used to losing, but he's got a very positive mindset. He's a very mature young man. He knows he wants to go into this game on the front foot this time and not have to fight their way back. But he put out some excellent saves last time, and he's got a lot of confidence coming into this game with the return of Woodman.
I have to agree with you, Justine. You know, he played really, really well, even in the loss. And he has to stay confident in his abilities to save puck, you know. When you have a goalie that received over 35 shots during a game and only give 3 goals, the goalie is actually doing his job. You know, you need the support of your players in front of you. And yes, having Jamie Woodman in the lineup will help.
The marquee player, Jeremy Friedrich. On the other side, the number 2 overall pick. He was named the goalie of the year earlier this week. Matustrinka has been effective all season long, and he made 40 saves as well, but he allowed 1 less goal than Jeremy. And that's why he might be the goalie of the year.
Oh, absolutely. I'm completely agree with that decision. You know, Matustrinka is having all the abilities in the world, and the most important thing is his confidence. If the Xtreme give him a couple of really early shots and he saves them really early, he's going to build his confidence. And from there, he's an absolute brick wall. He's going to stop everything, and he's going to battle for every single loose puck in front of him.
Now, I mentioned earlier, though, that the Adelaide Xtreme, I mean, they've been top-line heavy, to be honest. Here's some numbers for you. In the last 4 games, they've scored 14 goals. 12 of them have come from the top line or the power play, 2 from Dean Peterson. The last 3 games for the Brewers, they're 3-0. Oh, they've scored 17 goals with 11 different goal scorers. One of those goal scorers who's got fire as of late, Tyler, loaded since being put on that top line. He scored 2 goals in the last game 1, and we'd probably expect another big effort from him tonight.
Absolutely, and what I love about Tyler Leeming is his hockey IQ, okay? There's a lot of people on that sequence right there, they would look at it being like, it's a broken play, puck loose in the middle, and then you just have a fortunate event for Tyler Leamy to just jump on that puck. I don't see it like this at all. I see a guy that is putting himself in the right position, that is always close to the puck, that follows the play, that are able to time himself in the slot for a good opportunity to score.
No, I have to agree with you. And look at this one right here. It's not just that he's in the right places. He can put the puck in the right places. You can have a player who's in the right places all the time. Patty Gasiorowski was a classic this year, in the right places, but you have to be able to bury it.
Meanwhile, we have, on the other side of things, the Adelaide Xtreme have a big addition, and maybe something that can open up some of the scoring for the Xtreme is a certain Western Australian who's found his way over to Adelaide after the borders have been closed. Jamie Woodman, often regarded as one of the best defensemen, maybe the best in Australian ice hockey right now going. He's in the lineup and he could open things up.
No, I definitely think so. And you know what? It's one of those elements when you get a good player in. It's not just you've got a good player coming in. It's that you have this sense of confidence before this player does anything that you have an edge. And going into a game, even if that player does literally nothing, having that mindset going in, having that edge, it's a mental edge. You want that mental edge starting a game off.
Absolutely. And I played multiple times against him. The guy's having a presence, like you said, Justine. The guy is really, really good. You know, he's going to make timeless plays, sorry. He's going to skate the puck. He's going to play physical. He's going to make you pay if you decide to dangle him. And on top of that, he's a really good leader. He's going to talk to the young guys. He's going to be very vocal on the ice, and he's going to be bringing that team forward throughout its series.
Another big in for the Adelaide Xtreme, Nathaniel Benson missed the last game because he was a close contact. Now he's back in the lineup. He had 16 points in the regular season, tied with you, Jan, for second in the competition. You know Nat pretty well. Man, he can open things up offensively for them.
Oh, definitely. And at the Jokers, you know, Nat, he is a joker, let's be fair. He's funny. He wears a yellow helmet. He's a good guy on the ice. But you know what? He really does open things up. He's got a really strong hockey IQ for quite a young guy. And pairing him up with Xander Wardlaw this year, they've never played together, but they are magnets. They are absolute playmaking magnets.
The Xtreme have one player that's out of the lineup tonight. That's David Huxley. He's back on the injured list. He should be back to go next week. Other than that, they have as healthy as a lineup as we've seen, as full strength of the lineup as we've seen from the Xtreme in a while. Maybe those second lines can open up. In the lines today, Siemens, Peterson, Stapleton, Martin, Maley, Esposito, those are the second and third lines. They'd be expecting to get a couple goals tonight.
Absolutely. I love that Maley, Ollie Martin, and Esposito's. You know, you got that really speedy guy in the middle that's going to create a lot of space for himself, but you have two giants on the side of him that's going to be able to protect him, that's going to be able to give him a little bit more space along the board, go and puck retrieve a lot of those 50-50 pucks to be able to have a Noah Maley buzzing around.
For the Brewers, meanwhile, if the Xtreme are getting a bunch of ins, the Brewers, they're missing Jaden Ryan tonight. There's an injury to Reggie Machos. He's out. Reese Boundy, he's out of the lineup. They have a few players that are out, meaning that they're basically down to three lines. So let's throw it down, though, right now to David Muggleton, who is on the bench right now. Dave, how are you doing down there?
Thanks, guys. I'm here with the captain of the Xtreme, Joey McDougall. Okay, first of all, went down in game one. No cause for alarm yet, but I'm assuming there's been some kind of adjustment you guys have put in throughout the week.
I mean, the only thing we got back to is more intensity at training on Wednesday night. We felt like it was a good game. Both teams played really hard on Wednesday night last week. There was probably a few times that we let up a little bit, which allowed them to get into the game earlier on, and we had to claw our way back. So I think you're going to see a bit different game from us tonight, where we want to really try and get physical and get the game started right off the hop.
Now, two big ins. Let's talk about first one first. Woodman in the lineup. What kind of change in intensity is that going to bring the side?
I mean, that's just another, good skating defenseman that we add to our lineup. He moves the puck really well. He can skate, real silky stride. So, he's quick coming out the zone. So I think it's going to definitely add to our offensive attack tonight.
Now, Benson back in the line, which gives us Benson, McDougall, Wardlaw. It's slick, it's pretty to look at, it's efficient, it's the BMW line. Having that line reformed, is that going to give you a bit more energy today?
You know what, I think we really want to try and get away from that tonight. We'll take our good opportunities when we can get them, but we want to be playing more like a beat-up Jeep tonight. We want to get a little bit more gritty, grinding in front of the net, and just bang home some goals.
Thank you.
That's Captain Joey McDougall. Like he said, they've got a pretty much a full-strength Extreme side. The Brewers, they're missing one of their best second-line players in Jaden Ryan. They're missing an anchor on that third line, and Reggie Machos. Their top line, Best Powell and Leeming, they're ticking, but it'll be Handberg, Anderson, and Pope, and Pellerin, Klein, and Cam Pope, who are expected to carry those loads. Defense kind of stays as it was. Tom Sack is there. You've been loving Tom Sack back on defense.
Absolutely. It gives a completely different dimension to that second pairing, because now you can have a Zach Boyle that is a bit more offensive, that can actually take a little bit more risk offensively, and know that when he's coming back to the bench, you have a guy like Tom Sack that can skate as well as him and can move the puck as well as him.
We'll have more on the Brewers in just a second. We'll run you through all their stats and a couple keys to victory. We will pause for a moment for the national anthem, but you're about to watch Game 2 of the NHSL Grand Final Series. It's a best-of-5 series. The Brewers win. They're up 2-0 and have a stranglehold on this thing. Extreme looking to level the score. Important game for both teams. The Brewers a little short-handed tonight, but we know this team fights almost like no other team in this competition. And that second and third line is going to need to show some fight tonight and probably anchor a lot more than they probably had anticipated at the start of this series.
No, I agree. And I think that is one of the strengths of the Brewers is they're very well-rounded, and we've spoken about this, and you can see it from the scoring. The top line of the Extreme does a lot of damage. A lot of guys on the Brewers do a lot of damage.
Olympic figure skater Brendan Carey dropping the puck tonight at the game. This is a chance to bring in our fourth member of the commentary crew, Ryan the Rocket Full. He's down on the benches, talked to both of the goalies before. Ryan, how you going, buddy?
Yeah, good. Thanks, Eric. Thanks for having me. So I've had a chat to both goalies. Jeremy Friedrich, to start with, he's extremely excited with a boosted lineup, obviously, with Woodman and Benson back. But they've still got to stick to the systems that they've been playing with. So that's from the Extreme. Then over from the Brewers, I've spoken to Matus, and Matus said nothing changes from him for his mindset. Exactly the same as last week, and it's the same with the team in front of him. If they don't allow the Extreme to control possession and they can control the play, then they'll be all right.
That is a look at the goaltenders. Named the goalie of the year, 17-year-old Matus Trinka. Put together a really strong last few games. In particular, the Brewers playing some good team defense. On the other end of the ice, Jeremy Friedrich. He was named a marquee player for the Adelaide Extreme. He had some good games. He's had some games he'd want back. He's lost 3 in a row. He's looking to turn that narrative and table around. Lineup for the Brewers, Best, Powell, Leeming on the top line, Handberg, Anderson, Pope on the second, Pellerin, Klein, and Cam Pope on the third, Tristan Rees, Zach Boyle, defense pairing number 1, Tom Sack, Adam Wise 2, Tyler Boyle, Dan Strawbridge number 3. That's what we expect it to be at least. The Extreme, McDougall, Benson, Wardlaw, the BMW line, Siemens, Peterson, Stapleton, Martin, Maley, Esposito, Widger, and Taylor, the extra forwards, with Chen, Geyer, Woodman, Charbonneau, Wieland, and Tate rounding out the defense. Those are the teams. That's the scene when it comes down to it. Brewers can get up 2-0 in the series. Extreme looking to even the playing field. It's Game 2 of the NHSL Finals on SBS, and we are underway. And right off the bat, Wardlaw in all alone. Oh, Matus Trinka, and then the Extreme can't bank one home. Off the face-off, magic from Wardlaw, and even bigger, some wizardry from Matus Trinka, and a big shot from Zach Boyle, and Trinka's going after a player. We were wondering how long it would take for the the intensity level to jump up? The answer, less than 10 seconds.
I'd say less than 0 seconds. I mean, straight off the face-off, Xander Wardlaw was away within 3 seconds, one-on-one. Trinker blocks him, thank God, but Nat's already there. The Xtreme were not kidding. They are here to play.
Well, here's the thing, okay? You have to start from the get-go. You have to be ready to play. And right now, this is the inverse at what the Brewers wanted to have as a start, you know? But now, let's set it up again. Let's take our breath, and let's go back at it.
Referees tonight, Dave Gow and Joseph Rezik, the head referees, two of the best in the state. All the referees and linesmen wearing Ukrainian badges on their chest. Back though, pucked in the action out in the corner. Ben Handberg flicks it out. Picked up by smooth skating Jamie Woodman, and he finds a seam looking for McDougall. McDougall trying to crash the net, and there's another Western Australian in Tom Sack who broke up that play. Another nice pass from Woodman. Benson walks around Adam Wise. Benson flicks it to himself, but Harley Anderson cut him off. Shuffled around by Tyler Boyle. Noah Maley trying to keep it in, and here's the overtime hero, Harley Anderson, up the middle of the ice, walks in, and that one gets deflected and sticked out of play.
A little bit more step from the Brewers on that second line, you know, a little bit more pace, getting a little bit more momentum back after that really, really edgy little start. But now, you know, they have to get it going. From the Xtreme, I love the presence in neutral zone. I love the play. The puck moves really quickly from them, and then you have a lot of opportunity after that in the attacking zone.
Draw will come off to the right side. Teams battling away for it. Picked back up on the right, and it's swatted out by the Adelaide Xtreme. And Zach Boyle, named the MVP of the inaugural season just the other day, plays it all the way forward. Graham Charbonneau knocks it down, and he gets cut off. Zach Boyle was the one, the culprit, doing it again, and Boyle almost created an offensive opportunity. Kept in by Tristan Reese and played back behind the goal. Graham Charbonneau, 39 years old, former member of the Peterborough Petes in the OHL. Gets it up to Ollie Martin, former national team goalie, but here comes the turnover, and here comes Tyler Leeming. He's been hot, cuts to the net, powers his way through, and Jeremy Friedrich gets the pad down, and he makes the save. Both teams battling away for it on the near boards. Pops out to Ollie Martin. There's some good tempo about this one early as Martin wraps it around the goal, and it's picked up by Matusz Trinka. Adam Wise. Off to Boyle. Boyle plays it back to the point. Woodman keeps it in. Just that awareness. Plays it back behind the goal. Wise banks it away. Tom Tate trying to hold the line. Swats it forward. There's Jared Siemens. Corrals it off the boards. Dean Peterson looking to grab the puck. Andrew Stapleton playing it around. Siemens grinding away in the corner. Works off Tyler Boyle. Chucks it to the point. Woodman holding the line, and Leeming pushes it away. It's a foot race for it. Steve Best in all alone. Walks in. Jeremy Friedrich makes a breakaway save. Back and forth, end-to-end action. What a start to this hockey game.
What a play by Tyler Leeming to really make sure that Jamie Woodman was not able to get his skates or his stick on the puck.
Graham Charbonneau back in the neutral zone. High tempo, both teams with breakaways so far. Both goalies making some big saves. Those key culprits that we highlighted at the beginning of the broadcast, Leeming and Woodman making an impact. Here's Woodman in again. Nice pass off the boards. Benson couldn't settle it down. Handberg intercepts. Played up along the boards, and it looks like Tom Sack playing some forward right now. We thought maybe he'd be playing defense, or is he just caught on a change? Either way, Boyle through traffic, big rebound. Anderson can't settle it down. Turning around and swiveling. Joey McDougall can't hold on to it. Now Graham Charbonneau back in the corner. Charbonneau off to Chen. Chips it off the boards. Benson trying to clear, but there's the MVP with a shot from the point. That's blocked off the boards and played back into the neutral zone. Tom Sack. He can play defense, he can play forward, getting a forward shift right now. They've been really good since he's been back towards on defense, though. They've only allowed 8 goals in 3 games since Tom Sack has been a defenseman. But no Jaden Ryan means they got to change things up. Esposito, 300-game AIHL veteran, plays it around in the back of the corner. Chipped out of the zone. Grabbed by Woodman. Woodman plays it back behind the goal. The BMW line going to work. Here's Showtime McDougall. McDougall along the boards. Long shot in. It's blocked by Handberg. Handberg chips it out in the neutral zone. And again, Woodman loses an edge. Handberg trying to get in behind the defense, but his teammate in the local league, Jordy Geyer, was the one that backed it out of the zone. Geyer tries to skate it through traffic, tipped by Handberg, but in the neutral zone. And Noah Maley pokes this forward. Been a long stretch without a whistle. An excellent pace to this game as icing will be waved off, and it's grabbed by Jamie Woodman behind the net. And quickly tied up by a couple players, but Woodman skates it out, tries to knock it to himself, and now Jeff the Pest Pellerin battles in the corner. Bumped off the puck by Jordan Geyer. Woodman throws his body into another player, back off towards the right point, and is poked out by Esposito. Esposito plays it off to Martin. Martin has a good shot, score! Oh, it's off the post! Ollie Martin thought maybe he had one. That hit the post. It looked like maybe it was in, but a post coming in the way of a 1-0 Xtreme lead. Flick towards Trinka, and he has to play the puck, and Boyle almost gives it away. Wow, frantic action. Producer Brandon has a few replays up the sleeve, but number one, that point shot, I think, as we finally get a break. But Ryan Full, how are you seeing this down here?
Wow, what a frantic pace we've got. And 4 minutes without a whistle. It's buzzing on both benches down here. Both top lines creating some really nice chances. Real confident from both benches so far down here.
First of all, Eric, you have to take your breath, my man. That was one hell of a sequence for you. A lot of things happening. What a play by Tyler Leeming to block Jamie Woodman from taking the puck out of him, and then Steve Best going on the breakaway. A lot of action at the beginning of this game. Wow.
Still got to see that replay of that post shot. I thought it looked in from our angle, but obviously it was post. The referee was right there. Either way, it has been a wild start, and now we're going to have our first penalty, and the Brewers are going to get the first power play of the game. Just chaos in that last sequence. This is the Steve Best breakaway, and Jeremy Friedrich, he said, was feeling good, Justine.
I did. I think Stevie just did too much chopping onions. We call it chopping onions. It's one of those things. Jeremy made an incredible pad save on that, but I think Stevie just tried to do a little bit much.
Yeah, I mean, we could go forever and ever. There's so many things that happened in the last 5 minutes of that game. It's incredible. You guys are here for a treat. It's beautiful playoff hockey. A lot of hits, a lot of tempo, a lot of intensity, and it's just going to grow more the game's going to go. You already have like a couple of scramble in front of the net. That's what hockey is all about, people.
But it is official. It's fit to print. Jamie Woodman is human. Tyler Leeming proved that on the blue line.
Draw off towards the left. Team skirmishing for it. Tom Sack off to Zach Boyle. Coach Mitch Villani moved Boyle and Sack to the top of the power play unit, playing the point, and since that's happened, they've been 4 for 15. It's been much improved from a slow start to the season. Sack whips it across the face of the goal. Leeming plays it back to the point to Boyle. Boyle working on the right side, holding the line through traffic. That one flicks wide, and Tom Sack is going to get there first. He shuffles it around the boards. Jamie Woodman there first, tries to evade a defender, but Steve Best then gets tied up by Woodman, but it's going to be picked up by the Swiss Army Knight, the Italian stallion, Nicola Pau. Back to the point, Boyle through traffic, rebound in the slot. Brewers can't get a stick on it. Tyler Leeming tied up, Jamie Woodman kicking it to himself around the boards. Chipped around the board. Stapleton was trying to get there first, and finally Jordy Geyer should be able to clear this, and he gets it to the neutral zone territory. Well, Tom Sack will slow it down. Xtreme have the best penalty kill in the competition. In the new year, they've only allowed 1 power play goal against. They've been very efficient. They were 3 for 3 in game number 1. They keep teams to the outside on the year, 50 for 58. Very good percentage, over 90%. Jeremy Klein trying to pounce on the puck on the right wing, banked off the boards by Andrew Chen. Settled down by Tom Tate. Tate still got to clear the zone, and he finally gets into the neutral territory. Noah Maley creates something out of nothing. Maley, the pest. 30 seconds to go in the penalty kill. It's finally taken away, but Jared Siemens bounces on the loose puck. Siemens short-handed, tries to rifle one up high, and it whistles just a little bit wide.
Great intensity by Maley and Siemens on that one. You can really see that those guys are ready to come play.
It was a long stretch pass looking for Harley Anderson. It bounced off his stick and into the corner. Andrew Chen ties him up. Pushed around the boards. Nick Powell, centering play, clunks off the stick of Ben Handberg. Now, Harley Anderson down low. Jeremy Friedrich might have made a great save. Net off its bearings. Brewers coming close. My, oh my, and again, no whistles.
Oh, incredible. And
I think what the Brewers are trying to do here is, if you want to slow a team's momentum down, if you want to shoot them in the knee and stop this pace, you score. You prove that their pace isn't mattering to you. You're going to keep hammering. That's how you do it. And they nearly achieved that just
the head.
That's going to give him a headache.
Well, it's been 4 shots for the Port Brewers so far, and all of them have been difficult for Jeremy Friedrich.
No, absolutely. And again, who's taking that shot? Harley Anderson.
Benson slices his way through, and Mateusz Trinka had to close the 5-hole down quickly and make the save. Benson was missed last game. Woodman can't handle the pass. Kept alive from Benson. Steve Best there first. Up towards the right wing for Nick Powell. Powell plays it around the boards. Grabbed by Jeremy Friedrich, who will play it around Nathaniel Benson. Up to Joey McDougall. Left side, Wardlaw with speed. Back to McDougall. McDougall tries to cut through, and he was tied up by a combination of Tyler Boyle and Steve Best. Puck trickles all the way down in behind near the goal. Grabbed by Jordan Geyer before it crosses that line for icing. He'll play it right side. He was looking for Xander Wardlaw, who had a breakaway 6 seconds into this game. Puck back behind the goal. Jordy Geyer. Geyer chips it off the board. Zach Boyle tries to cut this off at the left point. He encroaches on the puck, but it's the Canadian Jared Siemens who plays it left side looking for Taylor. Turnover in the neutral zone. Dylan Pope back in the lineup, bounces off 2 players, fires a shot on goal. Rebound in front, tied up nicely by the Xtreme defense core, and off to the races is Andrew Chen, and it's a 2-on-1. Chen with Taylor, but it's poked away by the MVP, Zach Boyle. Back to the point. Siemens through traffic. Matusz Trinka makes the save. Fast and furious action, and one of the fastest guys I know might be seeing this interesting down here, Ryan Fall. Wow.
Key action from both benches, and it's extremely noticeable down here what the Brewers' intentions are when Jamie Woodman is on the ice. It's 2 guys going straight to him, not giving him any time at all.
I mean, it's working. You can't fault it because it's working. We're seeing Jamie Woodman fumble the puck, have no time, and not have as much of an impact as, let's face it, we expected.
What an awesome start to this game, and Ben Hanberg's got some space on the left, but the puck kind of tied up in his skates. Andrew Chen, right side. Ollie Martin had that chance ring off a post earlier in the period. Esposito around the backboards. Adam Wise picks up the puck, and he gets collided with by Martin Maley. Also took a tumble at the boards and kind of a frantic play at the puck. Finally, the puck gets swatted out of the zone. We've had about 3 whistles in the first 10 minutes of play. Fans being treated to fast and furious action.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You know, the pace is really, really high. One thing that I love about the Brewers right now is the way that they position the puck in the offensive zone. You know, it's not just getting rid of the puck. It's placing the puck to make sure that we are creating a 50-50 battle to be able to get the puck back for us, for the Brewers, basically. We are putting the defenseman of the Xtreme into a very weird position. And then this is where you're going to be able to win that game ultimately and score a lot of goals from that pressure.
Brewers win the draw. Nicola Powell in particular has been very good in the face-off circle the second half of the year. Helped turn around the Brewers, who really struggled in the face-off circle in the first half. Powell had a big breakout second half. Not that surprising. He's one of the captains of the Brewers. Tyler Boyle. Mentioned that 11 different players have goals for the Brewers in the last 3 games. Tyler Boyle is one of them. Leeming has a few of them. He played it up the boards, but it gets cut back, and Tyler Boyle has to help out, and he'll backhand this. Tom Tate off the right side. Chucks it into the zone. Goes past Stapleton's face, and Tyler Boyle's there first. Steve Best clears the zone, can't hold the line, and a shot in from the point. It was a tricky one from Tom Tate, and well placed. Brewers still can't clear the zone. Geyer keeps it in, and the Xtreme going right back to that cycle. Played around behind the goal. Siemens passes it in front. He couldn't connect on anyone in the slot, and Tyler Leeming, he's off to the races with Steve Best. Best stops, pops, looks, fires a shot on goal, and Jeremy Friedrich sticks out that right hand and makes the save.
See, I love all of these plays, but there's stuff going on in the middle. There's these in-between things that are happening when players are really proving their worth. Tyler Boyle back there. Stapleton was hungry in front of the net. He completely forewent the puck, avoided it, let Matusz take it, and took Stapleton out of the play. Took him out as an option. Defenseman doing that is what's going to make this game a close game.
Absolutely, but I have to say that the Xtreme, that third line is really lethal right now.
Jamie Woodman plays it around the boards to Chen. Long stretch pass on the right side. Xander Wardlaw with some speed working against Tristan Reese. And Reese played that really well to cut off the leading point getter in the NHSL and Xander Wardlaw. Ben Hanberg. Up the right side, a big thump. Joey McDougall getting on his bike, making his presence felt. Tom Sack back and forward, grinding against Joey McDougall, and a big shot on goal, and a nice save again from Jeremy Friedrich, and Joey McDougall on a 2-on-1 with Wardlaw. Wardlaw out wide, fires one through, it goes off the face of Matusz Trinka, and it didn't give a favorable rebound for the Xtreme, but the Brewers can't clear the zone. In front of the net again, Trinka kicks that away. Both goalies were big game 1. They're looking even bigger game 2. Benson with a touch pass to nobody in particular in the front of the net. And Tom Sack will lift this all the way out. It might not have enough mustard for icing, and it doesn't. Both teams get a full suite of forwards on the ice, and Jamie Woodman works out wide to his right, fires one in front of the net. It's blocked by Tyler Boyle, and Jeremy Klein will lead the charge the other way for the Brewers as Jeff Pellerin gets tripped up as he enters the zone. Maley settles it down. Fans on the shot a little bit, but it touched the player, I think, for icing. Ryan Full, how are you going down there?
Yeah, not a lot splitting these two teams so far. Both benches definitely in the zone and dishing the puck around beautifully. We'll mention on that last tour one as well, very nicely played by Tristan Reese to take away Joey McDougall up the middle, take away the passing option, and just force Xander Wardlaw to take a shot from out wide.
Absolutely. One of the other things that I'm seeing is how much the middle, the central of that zone, like of the ice, is a battle. You know, that neutral zone is a real battle out there. Every inch is having someone into it.
No, that's absolutely right. And I think both teams are aware that so long as they keep this pressure up, so long as they keep this pace, they will have the advantage, whoever it is. But the second that one of them drops it, the other will jump on it. It takes one mistake, one shift, one player to not play at 100% at a game like this.
Both teams' third line going against each other right now at the point. Charbonneau through traffic, rebound on the doorstep. Trinka battling away for it, and somehow the 17-year-old Slovak ends up on top of the puck.
Good support by the D.
Oh my God.
They came straight in there like bodyguards on Trinka. I mean, the second they realized, look at Boyle, he's like, no, out of here. Thank you very much. Hey. No space, no credence given. Trinka's getting taken care of.
Yeah.
Not a bad brother D pair, I have to say.
How often do you think they play defense together?
I don't think they do usually, but it's a lethal D pair, you gotta admit.
Powell working against Peterson on the faceoff. Peterson wins the draw. Powell has to go back in support, and on the forecheck is Jared Seaman. Chipped it along the far boards and slapped out by Tyler Leeming. Best couldn't handle the pass. Powell kicks it down at his feet, and he gets the return pass that jumped over his stick from Steve Best. Leeming out wide. Geyer working against him, but Leeming angles him away and turns against him and fires a shot. Big rebound and moving in off the point, but Camp Pope couldn't quite settle it down. Now, Best walks out into the slot, turns, swivels, and that one whistles wide again. Leeming trying to center it into a dangerous area in the slot, and the veteran Graham Charbonneau settles it down. Kick back to the point, long shot through, big rebound on the doorstep, and Steve Best was just knocked away by the Xtreme defense. Now Jared Siemens off a big rebound in front of the net, tried to shove the puck between the legs of Matusz Trinka. Poor clearance from the Brewers, and it might be called a hand pass or a high stick. Wow.
Well, that's one thing that the Brewers are doing really good at the moment also, is putting puck to the net and then crashing hard, you know? But here, beautiful play by Jordan Geyer to jump on that puck and make sure that Steve Best is not it's Tyler Leeming that is all alone, you know, with an empty net.
I don't know.
Jeremy Friedrich has to be careful with those juicy rebounds.
I think it's Jordan Geyer that has to be careful with those ones. You got to watch your back door. If you're the defense on that play and the goalie makes the first save, that's on you then.
Geyer swiped that away from Tyler Leeming at the last second. Now a glove goes flying out of nowhere. Ben Handberg picks that up as we get a stoppage in play. Ryan Full on the benches. How you going?
Yeah, good thanks, mate. Wow, aren't both of these goalies dialed in, though? Just nothing really phasing them so far. They're just playing their own game and seeing everything beautifully.
Yeah, absolutely. Right now it's a battle of goalie. You know, you can really see that the two guys are here to play. And with the intensity that we have in that first period, two goalies that wants to play is a really good news for those teams.
Jamie Woodman, soft little backhand pass into the corner. Nat Benson back in the lineup, 16 points in 8 games during the season. He had a hat trick in one of those games. Benson on the return pass, cutting to the slot, kicks it to himself, plays it to the point. Woodman, quick hands, big rebound. McDougall, Benson, fans of the shot. Trinka makes the save, and it's finally picked up by Zach Boyle. My goodness, chaos in front of the net again, and somehow the Brewers just clear the puck. Meanwhile, crowd starting to get into it with some chants. Zach Boyle, the MVP, up the ice to Tom Sack. Sack on the backhand, turns around, looking for somebody in front of the net, but he was angled into the corner by 2 green jerseys. Handberg there in support. Jamie Woodman with the puck behind the net. He just had that quick release from the point. Maley off the boards in a big collision. Jeremy Klein ran into him, and the puck pops free for Hamburg. Hamburg makes the player go down, and he couldn't get the shot off. Hamburg now will cycle it behind for Klein. Chen gets it off to Maley. Maley chips it off the board, swiped at by Ollie Martin. They just clear the zone, so the Brewers have to reset. It allows them to get their third forward on this line on. Left side. Stretch pass ahead, goes through everybody. Mateusz Trinka has to knock it down. Goaltenders, the story in this one. Right from the hop, when Xander Wardlaw went in all alone off the opening faceoff, and then moments later, the Brewers had a breakaway too. You knew the goalies were in for a treat tonight, and boy, have they delivered a great present. Boyle can't clear the zone. Tate keeps it in, saucers it across. Graham Charbonneau diving into the play, plays it behind the net. Dean Peterson gonna go try to grind there for the Xtreme, and at least force the puck out, and a good hit from Jared Siemens. Xtreme playing the body well, and Dylan Pope just missed a puck bounce off Tom Tate, who nudges him out along the blue line. Intense, physical, skilled, and a big goaltending battle. What a start to game two. Xtreme lead the best of 5, 1-0. Almost too many men in front of the benches. Only one penalty so far in this game as well. Jared Siemens, left side. Charbonneau enters the zone, was looking for Benson across the seam. It ends up being a neutral zone turnover, as Jared Siemens picks up the puck, looking for the long pass again. Can't get through the white jerseys. Big hit from Zach Boyle in front of Andrew Stapleton in front of the green bench. Stapleton playing back hard on the forecheck. He's pushed away by Zach Boyle. Glove down by Stapleton, looking for Benson. Benson cuts his way in front. McDougall intercepts in the slot through traffic, and Mateusz Trinka freezes the play. Ryan Fohl, down to you.
Yeah, a couple of fantastic chances from the Xtreme there. Great seeing eye shot from Woodman to find the lane, but what I will touch on, like you guys mentioned earlier, is the Brewers are doing a fantastic job of clearing the slot area and not allowing anything other than the first rebound from Mateusz.
I think they've gone from playing defense to just straight out MMA fighting. There's no, in defense you get some kind of warning. The Brewers are not giving warnings. They're just going straight for the body. If you're in front of Mateusz, look out, because they're going to come for you.
We have a completely different pace in the first period of the first game. You know, I feel like at that time it was a little bit more of a chess match, and now here it's a full-blown war.
Shot goes a little bit wide off the boards. Tom Sack plays it forward. Ben Handberg's been active around the puck. He's the first Brewer back, but a nice little swivel play from Jamie Woodman. But Ben Handberg going toe-to-toe, tying him up in the corner, but Woodman wins that battle. But here comes the Wards. Handberg makes the play, centers it to Tom Sack. That goes off a skate and into the corner. Back behind the goal, centering play. Harley Anderson was looking for a Brewer player in front. It might have been one too many plays from the team in white. In transition, Wardlaw, backhanded pass. It was swatted out of midair by Adam Wise. Now a giveaway. Geyer from the point. Trinka might have got a piece of it as it deflects into the corner. Rattling off the boards. Chipped out into the zone. Harley Anderson tried to dangle and cut off a man, and it's picked up by Nathaniel Benson. Looking for Wardlaw. Wardlaw enters the zone. A few players converge around him, and he keeps his feet moving. And Xander Wardlaw has just drawn a penalty, so late in the first, the Adelaide Xtreme will have their first man advantage.
Xander Wardlaw is, he's a very dynamic player, and on that sequence, he keeps his feet moving. The moment that his feet is moving, someone's gonna hook you, someone's gonna play a little bit more with his stick. That stick straight on into the hips. Nowadays into hockey, the moment that the stick goes up to that point, it's a penalty.
I don't like it. I think it's soft. I'm gonna say it. Sorry, first impression. Ryan
Fohl, how'd you see it down there?
Well, Brewers bench not too happy with the call, but for me, I think it's there. Xander Wardlaw keeps his feet moving, and players couldn't really do a whole lot there.
The Xtreme have scored a power play goal in each of their last 5 games. They have the best power play in the competition, 12 for 58 on the regular season, 1 for 3 in game 1, operating at a clip of just over 21%. Noah Maley, the first man in for the Xtreme. He'll grind in the corner. Maley trying to find a man back at the point, and he finds Charbonneau. Charbonneau trying to find through traffic, leaning, settles it down. He was trying to send the Stallion out on the right wing, but it goes off his stick, and Graham Charbonneau will be there first. Charbonneau has Andrew Chen there in support, as well as Noah Maley, and it'll be Chen that will settle it down, and he'll give it to Noah Maley. Maley back to Chen. Stretch pass right side, Esposito. And that pass a little bit too fancy up the middle of the ice, and Steve Best will, or Tristan Reese, sorry, will easily control this and play it back behind the goal.
That sequence there, you know, that breakout is literally textbook extreme hockey. That long stretch pass that brings the puck up really quickly, that gets the defenseman on their heels straight away.
Esposito in the corner working against Wise. Backhanded along the right boards to McDougall. He finds Wardlaw manning the point. Back to Woodman. Here's Wardlaw. On the backhand, chip down low. Geyer pinching. Geyer back to the point for Woodman. Woodman off to his right through traffic. It was a quick shot and steered away by Matusz Trinka. Geyer cycles it down low. McDougall tipped along, looking for Esposito. Adam Wise is there first with seconds peeling off the man advantage. Only 20 seconds to go. Two Xtreme players join the rush. McDougall comes away with it. McDougall behind the goal, in the office, trying to find something. He finds Wardlow, goes up high. It hits Trinka's helmet and bounces out of play. But good patience from Captain Showtime McDougall.
I think both these goalies are going to need a very long break. They've both been hit in the head a few times, and we're not even at the end of the first period. But Matusz Trinka, I mean, this man's awake. He is ready. He's still switched on.
If he's still getting pucks in the helmet, he's going to wake up, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah.
But one thing is, when you have guys like Jamie Woodman, Xander Wardlaw, and Joey McDougall on the power play, you can't be too soft on the PK. You have to be active stick, being in the lane of shots, creating a little bit of confusion.
Wardlaw fans on the pass, and as the penalty expires, Boyle will chip it out, and they'll get the extra man on. It won't be icing because he got rid of the puck right as it expired, so it was a smart play from Zach Boyle. Jamie Woodman starts out in the corner, and it's given away to Harley Anderson, but Woodman gets his own puck back. Woodman down the right side. He's smooth skating, and he'll glove it towards Trinka, and Trinka doesn't want to waste any time. Okay, we're 43 seconds away. We have yet to have a scoreless period in all of the periods we've played in the playoffs or the regular season. I hope I'm not jinxing it, but are we on the verge of history, Justine?
I mean, look, I think we're pretty close. Matusz Trinka, I mean, he's chatting with the ref right now. He's mad. He's not letting pucks in, as far as I can see. 43 seconds is a lot of time in hockey. It is, but it's been a tight game, and it hasn't changed.
Long pass through, and here comes Tyler Leeming. He's with Steve Best. Leeming out wide, stops, pops to Best in front of the net, and Jeremy Friedrich makes the save and keeps the dream of the scoreless period alive.
If we have a scoreless period, we can't say that it was a boring period by no means.
Look at that bouncing puck.
It's a rolling puck. Unfortunate for Leeming, because if that puck was a bit more flat, I feel like he would have been able to find like Steve Best on the other side, or even have a good shot on goal.
I love the way Tyler Leeming cuts into the zone. It's like a knife through butter. It's crazy.
I also like the way that Jeremy Friedrich stays on his skate. He didn't drop straight away on his knees. He stayed really patient, wait for the shooter to actually take it.
Maley up the right boards, chipped away, now played down into the corner. Maley in the neutral zone, tried to carry it through traffic. Nick Powell somehow finds Tyler Leeming. Leeming still on his feet, down low, in front, Boyle tied up, goalie down, and they couldn't knock it home. One last opportunity coming for the Brewers. Puck in the corner, Leeming's got to get the shot off quickly, plays it in front of the net, and the goaltender's unbelievable in a fast and furious first period.
Unbelievable hockey right now. This is beautiful playoff hockey, a lot of intensity, great energy from both teams. Goalies are here to play, Justine. Oh my word.
Are they ever? I mean, Matusz Trinka, you can see him. He's sitting there bobbing his head forward like a bird. I mean, he's just so ready for it all.
Let's go down to the ice. We've got Mr. MVP and Zach Boyle on the ice.
All right, Zach. Matusz looks dialed in, defense looks dialed in. What's it like out there?
No, it's kind of the feeling out process right now. Both teams are having the opportunities, but I think the second period is going to be totally different for both teams.
Now, often there's a lot of focus on offense, scoring goals. We don't know much about what finals NHSL is going to look like, but what we do know is that game one was the lowest scoring game so far. How does that adjust the way that a defenseman is going to be thinking about, like, one goal is probably going to be it?
Well, we're just going to back up Matusz like tonight and just keep going. D is the most important thing right now. Like you said, close games. So we just got to be tight on the defense. Offense will come.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, that's one gassed man, Zach Boyle, a 0-0 first period. We're going to go to the In the Slot panel show. We interviewed our three finalists for the MVP award, and we revealed who that was. Johan, you were on the panel show. Zach Boya was there, and Xander Wardlaw. We'll throw to that, and then more action coming your way. It's no score after one in Game 2. No score on the board, but that doesn't mean there's been a lot of, means there's been a lot of action. I don't know what I'm trying to say. I'm overwhelmed by right off the bat. The Adelaide Xtreme went to it. The goalies went to work. No score, 15 shots to 10. Both teams going toe-to-toe. Eric Balnar, Johan Levesque, Justin Rufino, Ryan Foll. We'll hear from in a second, but what a first period, but no score.
Wow. I mean, we literally took our time to take a little bit of a breath. All of us here in the booth and down with Ryan Foll down the bench. It was an incredible first period, a lot of action, going back and forth. I think goaltender is the one. They are the two that actually stole the show so far.
Definitely, and I think that this is unprecedented, this amount of energy and intensity that has come into the last 20 minutes, and scoreless at that. And I think that's where it's going to be. Until someone scores, they are just going to go at each other and at each other and at each other until someone makes mistakes, someone breaks.
All those saves you saw were from the first period. That's not a highlight compilation from other games. That's from the first period.
Incredible. Incredible. And this is one of the things, we talked a little bit about it during the first period. The first game was a little bit of a chess match. Everyone was really afraid of making mistakes, you know? Everyone was very afraid of making the wrong difference into the game. Today, it's a free-for-all. We see big hits. We see really quick movement forward of the puck. We see guys that Jared Siemens example that is having a big impact into that first period. You know, the fact that he's actually playing in a forward position helps a lot. The Xtreme of having a lot of really good depth all of a sudden.
Ryan Foll has been watching the game from the benches, a 0-0 game. Ryan, the coaches, are they happy with that period? What would you even be feeling?
So I just had a good chat with Xtreme head coach Eric Lean, and he said he's very happy with the way they started the match. That first 10 minutes, they were buzzing, they were feeling, they were moving the puck, and they weren't giving any space or time to the Brewers. But then once the power play hit, and then they were on the penalty kill, and the special teams ended, and it got back to 5-on-5. They didn't have that same jump that they started with. So he's looking for them to start this second period off with the same jump that they started the game with. And then from the Brewers side of things, Mitch Villani's happy with how they're playing defensively, but they just need to be playing the puck a little bit cleaner. For me personally, the Xtreme are just moving the puck around a little bit cleaner so far. So we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, that's well put, Ryan. Thanks for that insight. Ryan Foll calling the action from the benches. You'll hear from him during the pace of play. So in a game like this, was that first period an offensive first period with no score, or was it a defensive first period and that's why it was no score?
I think you have to look at it by the A-grade chances of both teams, you know? I feel like both teams had really great opportunities to actually go on a scoreboard. They just didn't being able to capitalize on it. But the actual chances are there. So yes, I think personally it's a really good offensive game that is scoreless because of the goaltending.
I think it's both. I think it's both a really good defensive game, and I think it's a really good offensive game. I think you could pick apart pieces of both their offense and their defense. I think there's things that they could both improve on. I personally think that the Brewers are all over them defensively. I think that they're making really good, like their physicality is just second to none. They are on them like white on rice, and they're really defending Matus. Whereas on the flip side of that, I think the Xtreme could be a little bit more so. You had a couple of backdoor passes, Steve Best, Tyler Leeming. There's chemistry down there in front of the net, and they're open. These guys are open. That is a goal, and that is not on Jeremy Friedrich.
So where have the goals gone? This is a league that has 14, 15 goals in a game in a couple games this year, and now we've had 4 goals in regulation through 4 periods of play.
Well, I mean, Eric, there's still 40 minutes of play, obviously. Anything can happen, you know. All of a sudden, just need one goal, and then it's an absolute, like, the floodgate is open all of a sudden.
But now that we've built this up, right? Like, we've built it all up now. So whenever that first goal comes, someone's going to be mad. Someone's going to be deflated. Someone is going to be having the edge all of a sudden.
A very entertaining first period. Let's see what period 2 has for us. At Brewers and Xtreme, the Brewers lead by a 1-0 score in the series. And right off the bat, the Xtreme take a 1-0 lead in the game. Showtime McDougall opens the curtains and pops in a goal. It's 1-0 Xtreme.
Showtime, showtime, showtime here in Adelaide. Who else than Showtime McDougall to jump on a puck, lose
benches must be crazy.
Yeah, it is. The Xtreme are buzzing now, and his head coach Eric Lee's not showing much, but he'll be happy with that after he mentioned they needed to start this period as strongly as they did, and look, it's paid off in aces right now.
Joey McDougall opens the scoring, but as that happens, Justine, you've been past some breaking news on your desk.
I have. Bill Newbound has just pulled me aside and told me Tyler Leeming, the knife through butter, who has been making so much traction in this game, has rivets broken in his skates. He is having them replaced right now, but without those rivets, he can't skate. So he is not available to be on the ice right now. And it's the same for Daniel Strawbridge. Not sure what's going on, not sure what's on the ground on that Brewers bench, but whatever it is, get it off the ground, because you've got two players out with skate repairs. It's the most frustrating thing. It's not injury, it's skate repairs.
Well, now everyone has to chip in to make sure that we're actually able to get away with those big losses. You know, everyone needs to chip in, and it will start by that precise line. You know, that Harley Anderson with Ben Handberg and Tom Sack. You know, that's going to be the guys that's going to have to step up right now.
That's Aaron Widger, who's got a bit of a knock on his nose. And I don't
have a battle scar out there.
Does that mean was there a high stick somewhere in there?
Not sure, but there's definitely a blood rule, similarly to football in ice hockey, where you cannot be on the ice while there's blood.
Ryan Fall?
Just got a bit of a blood rule here. Aaron Widger showing a bit of blood, so I think we're just cleaning it up and making sure he's okay.
So a chaotic first period where there was no goals, and now 23 seconds into this one, we have a blood rule, we have players out for the Brewers, and we have a goal from Joey McDougall. This game is happening so fast and furious, it would feel like changing on a dime.
Oh yeah, and now this is the thing. Is the floodgate open? Is it going to be a 7-6 game now all of a sudden, just because, you know, someone took the opportunity and scored one?
Yeah.
So in hockey, this is the greatest thing. That's why it's the greatest sport on earth. Things change so quickly.
I'm laughing though, because Eric, I said to you that in game one it would be showtime, and it's game two and it was showtime.
1-0 Xtreme lead. Joey McDougall has the team on the boards, and now it's a 2-on-1 going the other way for the Brewers. Dylan Pope fanned on the shot. He had Ben Handberg going towards the net. Joey McDougall back on the back check, plays it off to the right side. Benson gives it to Geyer. Geyer skates it out of the zone. He has Ben Handberg draped all over him. Chucks it forward, looking for showtime. McDougall, but it's picked up by the Brewer defense, who play it left side, and it was a shot that was fanned on by Nathaniel Benson. Picked off at the blue line by Andrew Chen. Xtreme buzzing to start the game in front of the net. Nathaniel Benson couldn't settle it down. Wide open net, and Wardlaw sent it wide. Xtreme all over the Brewers to start this period. Benson behind the goal was looking for somebody, but Adam Wise picked his pocket, but he can't clear the zone, and Joey McDougall happy to keep this forecheck alive and put it into the corner. Brewers working back. Harley Anderson around the boards. Joey McDougall's going to get to this puck first and shovel it along the far boards. Nathaniel Benson looking for somebody in the center. A long attacking shift by the Brewers' top forward line, who already have a goal in this period. McDougall comes and picks the puck out. He gets belted down to the ice. Puck now frozen in the corner. Brewers, I'm sure, looking for a whistle as they rag on top of the puck. Player gets kicked down while he's on the ice. Let's see what happens here, as now Tyler Boyle gives a bit of a shove. Finally, it's broken up. Players getting chirpy. Wow, Ryan Full?
Couple great first two shifts from the top line of the Xtreme here. It's going to be really important that the Brewers look to reset and settle things down here, because they're jumping right now.
That first line is buzzing for the Xtreme right now. That Benson, the BMW line, is doing a lot of damage right now.
It's a lot of you're getting it, you're giving it, you're getting it, you're giving it. So Tyler Boyle trips up McDougall just there a little bit, gives him a little bit of a shove. McDougall gives it back. All of a sudden, you know, Tyler might be really hurt. We can't really see here if he's gotten something to the face or the head. And then all of a sudden it's back and forth. It's just the way the game works.
McDougall versus Boyle versus McDougall versus Boyle.
Yep.
Push, shove. You kind of come to expect that when you get in the corners like that. Will you want in a game?
I mean, especially in the playoffs, you know, it's so much, it's a story of inches at that point, you know? Every single inches is a battle. And if you want to get out of there with the puck, you have to battle harder than the other guy. It's simple. It's a simple story. And at the end of it, if you lose your battle, you have to be able to jump on it again and say to yourself, this is my puck, and whatever happened, you know, like you want to win at all costs.
It was a battle that nobody won. In fact, maybe the Brewers won it because they get the draw at least out of the zone, and they'll play this back, and that should be icing. No, it's waved off. Jeremy was just trying to sell it, and he sold me on it. Ollie Martin tries to chip it off the boards, kept in by Tristan Reese, and finally out to the center ice area where Adrian Esposito, looking to get back on the score sheet, cuts in front of the net, but Steve Best will send Sack away. Tom Sack, only Charbonneau to beat, and he shoots the puck early, and it goes high and out of play as Charbonneau takes a tumble after. Lots of direction on the benches from the coaches. Ryan, what are they even saying?
They're just observing, but that's what you need to see more from the Brewers. That's a clean pass up the middle to Tom Sack from Steve Best. If they're going to generate scoring chances, they're going to need to keep that up.
But Graham Charbonneau proving he has not lost it. He almost intimidated Tom Sack into taking that wide shot, and as a result, we're literally completely out of the zone because it's left the ice, left the zone, and is in the netting. So Charbonneau, what an effort there.
Graham Charbonneau named that second defenseman on the NHSL All-Star team. Johan Lebeck, Steve Best, Xander Wardlaw the forwards, and Zach Boyle the other defenseman with Matusz Trinka in net. And a few close candidates. Andrew Stapleton fires one wide. Jared Siemens picks up the puck, cycles it back down low. Harley Anderson trying to race back to it, but getting there first is Dean Peterson, and they've drawn a penalty. Long shot through traffic. It was tipped in front of the net. Delayed penalty call coming here to the Brewers, so the extra attacker on for the Xtreme. Jamie Woodman through traffic, and Matusz Trinka kicked that aside into the corner. Play kept in touch, and a big hit that Benson absorbs, kicking it to himself. Finally, it will be touched up, but the Xtreme, who have an early goal, are going to get their second power play opportunity of the game.
Well, one thing that I want every single defenseman, young defenseman out there, okay, if you look at the play that Jamie Woodman just did, you know, one step out towards the middle to open up a lane and have that, it looks like a very insignificant shot on goal. Yet, Matusz Trinka was completely blind, didn't see that shot coming, and then you have a chance to score, okay? It only takes one step on the side, open up a different kind of lane, a different angle, and then all of a sudden you have a good shot on goal.
Adam Wise gets the penalty. Xtreme onto the man advantage. Joey McDougall quickly to the point for Geyer. Geyer through traffic. I don't know if it deflected Tristan Reese. I think it did, and that goes out of play.
Win your face-off. When you win the face-off, you can really have a really structured play all of a sudden. Woodman all the way to Geyer. Geyer is wide open, take a good shot on goal. Obviously, if you have those kind of shots, make sure that it's a shot that can be good for a rebound. That's the next thing that Geyer has to think about.
Joey McDougall off the face-off circle gets pushed into the corner, and he goes hard-nosed working against Zach Boyle. Nick Lapau there in support as the teams battle away for it, but coming away is Xander Wardlaw. Goes off Jeremy Klein's skate and will be carried out by Zach Boyle. Boyle plays it in around the boards. Jamie Woodman there first. Again, no Tyler Leeming or Dan Strawbridge with skate issues right now. They're trying to get them repaired for an already shorthanded Brewers team that doesn't have Jaden Ryan in the lineup. That's two guys normally in the top 6 forward group, not on the ice or available at the moment. Played back behind the goal. Brewers try to get there first. It's going to be Nathaniel Benson instead. Benson works it off to the left side, finds Wardlaw, back to the point. Woodman with a lane, he uses it, shoots, blocker save, rebound. It goes over Jordan Geyer's stick. Woodman, though, they're the first one to get back to it. Brewers try to grab it along the near boards. Xtreme go and tangle themselves into the play, and it finally gets pushed out by the Brewers. They've killed off the first 60 seconds of this man advantage.
You have to be able to clear up the in front of Matusz Trinka. I feel like there's a lot of body in front. Very difficult for Matusz to see the puck coming.
Nathaniel Benson up the wing, has Anderson all over him, but Benson gets it tight. Trinka gets the pat down and makes the save. Brewers there in support, and more battles for it in front of the net. A few players got pushed down. Anderson and Chen and Woodman, Benson in the mix. Zach Boyle in there. Wow, oh my goodness. Ryan, full down to you on the benches.
Yeah, it's getting a little chippy down here, but that's what happens when you enter the goalie's crease. So good job again from the Brewers. They've been pretty good defensively on this PK, not allowing much through the middle. So really good job from them so far.
Look, it's a silent rule in hockey. You go that close to the opposition's goalie, you best expect it. And if you get it, you best back away, because you're not just going to get one defenseman. You're going to get a defenseman, then you're going to get a whole line absolutely on top of you to protect that goalie.
I have to say though, you know, that line starts to get a little bit of heat going. That Benson line with the Wardlaw and McDougall, you know, they start to get a little bit, you know, what we are used to seeing the last couple of weeks going again. Those guys, they get really lethal if they are having their step back.
And Eric Leon is having a lot to say about those plays. He's having a lot of input. Him and Tom, head ref tonight with Dave Gow, having a lot of conversations recently.
And the Xtreme through it all. There you have a penalty on the board, so it's now 4-on-4. So the Xtreme power play comes to a premature end. Aaron Widger, it might be a bench minor.
No penalty.
No penalty. It was just put up on the board. There's no penalty. So no penalty. It's still a power play right now. Bad teams battle away behind the boards. Here's Noah Maley. Maley spinning around, swivels off the man. He gets belted into the boards. Dylan Pope draped all over him. Player back all the way out of play. And back behind the goal, picked up by the defenseman Andrew Chen. Still a power play right now for the Xtreme. 5-on-4, but only for 10 seconds more. So it looks like they'll go 0-for-2 as they go offside. Confusion only because they put it up on the boards.
Yeah.
Ryan Full, was there any discussion of a penalty down there?
Well, they just announced
Not
a roughing
100%
penalty.
sure, because I feel like they did announce a penalty as well, but there was definitely no penalty called. So it's still an Xtreme power play here. I'm not actually sure what happened.
Yeah, Justine was saying too, they announced a penalty.
I definitely heard a roughing penalty. I don't know what happened, but if it's not on the board and there's 5 players on the ice, I guess it's not there.
First time I heard a penalty taken off by a referee.
Yeah, first time for everything.
Eric Leon must be very persuasive.
Penalty does come to an end, but skating into the zone is Andrew Chen. Chen has Taylor going towards the net. Puck couldn't find him. Adam Wise out of the penalty box sends the puck to the middle of the ice. And back checking is Andrew Stapleton, who was looking for Taylor. And this goes for icing, so we'll go all the way down the other end of the ice for the first kind of attacking zone face-off the Brewers have had this period.
Yeah, absolutely. And the other thing is, you know, when you have that much time in neutral zone, you know, to be able to do a little bit of a backpedal like Stapleton did. Slow down the play a little bit. Look at your play. Don't just get rid of the puck. Make sure that you have something solid. He has all the time in the world to be able to do the right play right there.
Ryan Foy, you said there were penalty call. I think I can hear in the ear.
Yeah, correct. So we've got two players while the power play was on for the Xtreme. One from each team received a minor penalty, so they don't actually go on the clock. You won't see it, but you will see in front of the DJ box there's a time for the 2 players that received the penalty when they'll be able to jump out on the ice next.
So it will stay 5-on-5 as they're just coincidental minors throughout all of that. Thanks for the clarification. Ryan Full down on the benches. 1-0. Joey McDougall has a goal 13 seconds into the second period.
There's one guy that I want to talk about in the Brewers team is Nick Powell. Nick Powell is able to do pretty much everything on the ice, okay? Is he the most flashier player out there? No, absolutely not. But he does everything really well. Win face-off, win one-on-one battles, can score goals, a lot of grit, a lot of strength, and I feel like he's a very important player for that team right now.
Ollie Martin pushes this against the near boards and gets the rebound, fires one through, diving back to block the puck is young Cameron Pope. Maley knocked in the corner, but stays in his feet and ties up the puck and goes right back to work. Chips it back towards his man and Esposito, and Esposito keeps the cycle alive. Pinching back was Harley Anderson, but his clearance attempt goes off a skate and into the corner. Ollie Martin now battling away. Nice passage of play right now. Teams chip away on the near boards. Intensity has been dialed up big time. 1-0 Xtreme lead. They trail 1-0 in the series. Joey McDougall with the goal so far in this game. Both goalies excellent. Here come the Xtreme again. Esposito works in tight. Backhanded play kicked aside by the young Mateusz Trinka. Off the rebound, in behind the goal, and another delayed penalty coming up as this goes back, and it's going to the empty net. Oh, the delayed call, and oh my goodness, it almost went in the empty net. It was almost an own goal from the Xtreme, and now they have a breakaway the other direction. Shot on net, scores! Unbelievable! It's 2-0 Xtreme. Xander Wardlaw.
What a shot by Xander Wardlaw. What a pass. What an outlet pass, and oh my goodness, the Xtreme were not expecting that development of play. You know, you have a pass that is misplayed all the way back to the end, you know, almost went into their goal, and then all of a sudden you have that transfer of play because because of a bad change of the Brewers, then all of a sudden, it's a 2-0 game.
This is why it's the fastest game on earth. It went from a absolutely, oh my God, this is going to be terrible for the Xtreme moment to literally 5 seconds later, and Xander Wardlaw buries a shot on Matus Trinka. He's just given too much space, and that's the end of that story.
Tip back towards Joey McDougall, who plays it down in the corner. We'll hear from Ryan Foles' perspective was in the next stoppage of play of that, but that was absolutely wild. And on the delayed penalty, the Brewers have made it a 2-0 game. Kick back, Zach Boyle throws it in behind the goal. Jamie Woodman will be the first one back there after Jeremy Friedrich dishes it to him. Nick Powell tying up a man in the corner. Zach Boyle joining the rush. Pushed around the boards. Xander Wardlaw, the goal scorer, tips it back behind the goal, and going first to the puck is Jamie Woodman. Woodman around one, pass ahead. It's a 2-on-1. McDougall to Wardlaw. Wardlaw stops, swivels, got tied up, and he couldn't finish the play. And in transition, Tyler Leeming with new skates, back on the ice, walks in tight. He had a nice pass in front, and he was looking for Zach Boyle, but it skipped over his stick. Back behind the goal again. Zach Boyle dishes it off to Leeming. Leeming, different skates, plays it back behind, finds Nick Powell. Powell to Leeming, blockered away from Jeremy Friedrich in tight. Woodman overskated the puck. Brewers, a good shift, trying to consolidate, get another goal back on the board after conceding. Benson in the neutral zone territory. A nice pass over towards Chen. Chen plays it back behind the goal. Picked up by the Brewers. A nice pass in front and all the way back the other way. It's a breakaway. Anderson scores.
You cannot leave that man alone. You cannot leave Harley Anderson alone. He is lethal with space. He is lethal without it, but that is the story. Harley Anderson brings the Brewers back to life.
Another weird changes. It's the second one. One on the side of the Brewers, it's a 2-0 game. One on the side of the Xtreme, it's a 2-1 game. I feel like Jamie Woodman was coming back to the bench a little bit in pain, and it took a little bit of time for the Xtreme to get the changes for the defenseman, and Harley Anderson just hiding behind that defensive line and find the back of the net. Beautiful shot.
The Xtreme made it a 2-0 game, and the very next whistle is off the backs of a Harley Anderson goal to cut the lead in half. It's now 2-1. This game has opened up. What an entertaining contest we have tonight. Tyler Boyle chips it all up into the neutral zone, and Harley Anderson scoops it up again, but he has to get back on side before Dylan Pope can enter the zone. Jordan Geyer whiffs on the hit. Big hit in from Jared Siemens as it's played back to the point. Backhanded in from Tyler Boyle. Now Jordan Geyer chips it back in and looking for Graham Charbonneau. Charbonneau walks his way out. Stretch pass across the middle of the ice. Esposito can't settle it down. Ollie Martin gets tied up, and the Brewers push it forward. Anderson finds Hanberg. He's got a little bit of space, and Jeremy Friedrich's got a whole lot of glove. He makes the save. Ryan Foles, the bench must be a hell of a place to be right now.
Well, after that second Xtreme goal, I've never seen two teams in absolute shock so quickly. You've got the Xtreme with a miscue. They almost put it in their own net, and then they come down the other way and score. So frantic scenes, and then I'm not sure how Harley was left so wide open, but a great response to bring it back to one goal.
2-1 game, goals from McDougall and Wardlaw for the Xtreme, and then moments later, Harley Anderson has made it a 2-1 hockey game. What a game we have. What a night. What playoff hockey. The first professional ice hockey league in Australia, and teams are going at each other, taking this thing for serious. Leeming off a nice pass. Boyle going to the net. Boyle kicked it towards the net, and it goes wide. Both teams going full throttle down each other's throats right now. Chen finds McDougall. He lobs it up forward to Benson. He's got a shooting lane, and Tristan Reese got the stick down. Ryan Foles, back down to you.
Yeah, so on that Brewers last goal, I think it was just a bit of a miscue for the Xtreme when they were changing and left Harley wide open for a breakaway. And while we're mentioning Harley Anderson as well, a good friend of mine stayed at my place last weekend, and he mentioned that his family back home stay up pretty late to watch these ones. So a quick shout out to Jeff and Sharon Anderson, lovely family up in the Gold Coast. So hope you're enjoying the stream.
Yeah, it's one of those plays. If I'm Eric Lien, I am down that end of the bench at my defenseman's ear saying, where were you? He was alone on that blue line, and he made the most of it. There is nothing wrong with that.
Draw back around the corner, and it's picked up by Jordan Geyer. Geyer plays it around. BT can't clear the zone, intercepted by Klein. Back behind the net. Jeff Pellerin there first. He's nudged out by Jamie Woodman. Picked up by Klein. Centering play. Cam Pope was on the doorstep, and he gets knocked down. Xtreme finally clear the zone, but it goes right back in. Geyer walks his way out. Right side, Woodman. Now he's skating. He's got daylight. He shoots. Blocker save. Matusz Trinka. And Jordan Geyer just keeps it in. No, he doesn't. They have to clear the zone. And the Brewers will settle. Harley Anderson was lurking past the defense again. The pass was a bit too late, and Jeremy Friedrich makes a 200-foot save. Jordan Geyer kicks it to himself. Ollie Martin tries to chip it out of the zone. It hops over Tom Sack's stick and all the way back. Tyler Boyle goes and grabs it. Tom Sack playing defense once again. Centering play, looking for Esposito. Sack played forward the first period, defense the second. Harley Anderson, the goal scorer, walks in, but Ben Hanberg was offside, and the draw should come out of the zone.
Wow, well, here's the thing, okay? All of a sudden, we have a game that starts to open up, okay? We start to have a game that starts to take a little bit of a different shape than what we had in first period, okay? Now it's important for every team to come back to the basic of their defense, okay? Come back to what works for them in first period to be able to bring the puck up without having to get their defense in jeopardy, you know? You have to be able to be able to create yourself space without putting your defenseman in jeopardy or becoming a threat for your own team.
I completely agree. It's not the time to take risks. It's the time to consolidate, and it's the time to make sure you're in the right place.
Draw will come in the attacking zone for the Port Adelaide Brewers. Harley Anderson working against Joey McDougall. Skirmish for it off the circle. And off to the right side, it's Joey McDougall that comes away with it. Flicks it to the left. Wardlaw centering play.
Beautiful pass.
Benson around one. Benson in behind the defense, and it's kicked away from Trinka.
Beautiful pass by Wardlaw on that one.
Brewers settle it down. They play it forward, but it goes off of Joey McDougall, who keeps the puck alive in the attacking zone. McDougall at the point through traffic, gloved away from Matusz Trinka.
The bread and butter of the Xtreme is their skating, you know, the way they move the puck really quickly forward. You had the perfect example right there on that play, you know, that transition to Wardlaw all the way. It touched three players on the way to be able to move fast.
Ryan Full on the bench.
Yeah, exactly like Johan's just saying as well. And from the Brewers end, they need to do a little bit better job moving the puck from the D zone. They're just sort of throwing it away at the moment, and the Xtreme are really picking up on that.
Long shot in from the point. That rifles off the boards. Picked up down the left side by the Brewers, but Dean Peterson there in support, but finally grabbed behind the benches as the Brewers try to outlet. They find Tyler Leeming streaking in from the right wing, and Leeming fires a quick shot, and that gets tied up in the net behind play. 8:16 to go. McDougall and Wardlaw scored 2 first goals for the Xtreme. Anderson responds.
I think that what Jeremy and I were talking about today was the systems that the Xtreme have, and you just saw it. It was tic-tac-toe. 3 players, 3 touches, and Nat Benson was just gone. They lean on these systems, and they rarely change the way they play because they rely on these systems. And I think they're going to continue to do that because rain or shine, exhausted or not, they work.
Woodman knives his way up the ice, and he's in behind the goal, centering play. Siemens was crashing the net, but the Brewers played it well to tip that away. Wise will skate this out of the zone. He's at the center line, and he'll chuck it in behind the net. Well, Jeremy Friedrich will try to play it, and it's a misplay in front of the net. Wild skirmish for it, and Jeremy Friedrich gets away with danger and just dives on front of the puck, and now Jamie Woodman and Steve Best going at it.
I love that from Woodman. I love that he stands up and he just says, get away from my goalie, give him space. He's just not taking it tonight. He knows his priorities, and his priority is to keep Jeremy safe. Little bit of a mishandle, but
Jordan
I think
Geyer with the save.
Yeah, I think they got there in the end.
Geyer dove in and knocked it away with his knee.
A little bit of a bad bounce on the board for Friedrich. You know, I feel like
It's a tough one.
Be careful when you're a goalie. Don't go too much on your backhand. It's very difficult to handle pucks on your backhand, especially because you have to reverse your glove to be able to have a good handle of the puck. Keep it on your forehand. He could have just put it on his forehand, bounced himself with the puck, with his pad basically to stop the puck. He went on his backhand. Bad decision.
I think you can see as he looks up, he sees Steve Best point blank in the slot, and he just goes, oh no, and he jumps forward. Like, there's panic. But all's well that ends well. No goal for the Brewers.
Tom Tate off the draw. Two teams get penalties from that, so Woodman and Best go to the box. So we will have some 4-on-4 hockey for the next 2 minutes. That will open things up more than a jar that's already, to be honest, wide open. Coincidental roughing penalties thanks to Ryan Full. And you saw why as we just broke down that sequence of play. Tom Tate plays this in behind the goal. Matusz Trinka will play the puck. He'll leave this off for Harley Anderson. Tipped off to the right side. Hanberg enters the zone. Puck skips on him. Regathers, fires one through. Rebound in front. Jeremy Friedrich gathers and makes the save.
Hanberg's a young player. He's really coming out of his shell tonight. He's really making an impact. He's hitting, he's cutting through the middle. He's really getting out there. It's nice to see.
Yeah, and he has to use his shot. He's got a lethal shot. He has to use it more often, you know? I feel like the problem that happened this year, he didn't really have the full confidence. He didn't have the time and space to be able to let it go.
You know they have a name for his shot in the local league? It's called the hamburger. You just got done by the hamburger.
Oh, wow.
That's what I got told. He's got that one-timer, and it's got a name now.
Draw off the near boards, and they work their way through. Andrew Chen in front of the goal to Geyer. Out there with McDougall, and he's playing with Esposito on this 4-on-4 sequence, and McDougall will slap one in, and he'll go hustle in, chasing his own rebound, but Tyler Leeming there, plays it around the boards, but not out. Chen through traffic, that whistles wide and goes all the way around, and it's kept in by Jordan Geyer. He's played a nice game today, Jordan Geyer. Esposito fans on the shot. Boyle settles it down, was looking through traffic, looking for Tom Sack. That one goes for icing, so the Xtreme will have an attacking zone face-off with 6:35 to play in the first period.
I agree with you. Jordan Geyer tonight is part of every single play, whether it's defensively, offensively. He's taking shots. He's having really good play defensively, blocking shot in front of the goal. That's what you want from a guy that, you know, he's a captain in the Premier League, you know, a little bit of leadership and showing that he's ready to play for the playoffs.
True, but I've never seen a captain so relaxed in my entire hockey career as Jordan Geyer. The Joker's captain, he is the most relaxed captain I've ever seen in my life.
Back-to-back premiers, Jordan
Absolutely.
Geyer is.
Maybe that's the secret. Sammy Manteri can write the book on how to have a relaxed hockey team that takes out premierships.
Draw will come to the right of Matusz Trinka. Both goalies still with that high save percentage. It was a scoreless first period. Goalies still making big saves in this one. Skirmish forward off the right side. Picked up by Wardlaw, but given away in front of the net. Now it's played behind the defense, and Tyler Leeming going to hunt this one down, working against Charbonneau. And it was Zach Boyle there in support, and Boyle drags down the player, and there's a penalty coming, and I think it's going against the Brewers.
I think it is. I think it's going to Zach, and he's shaking his head. He has no idea why.
I would be very interesting to look at that replay. I want to see where the stick of Zach Boyle was.
No.
Oh, wow.
Charbonneau slipped on himself.
That's a bad call.
Nothing on Zach at all. Oh, that is so terribly unfortunate.
Ryan Full on the bench's reaction.
Yeah, Brewers bench not too happy with the call. Zach straight away you could see was extremely unhappy with it. Almost looks like Charbonneau was off balance already, so not a whole lot in it. Unfortunate one.
I don't know if you can see the did you see the replay on the big video board down there, Ryan?
No, I didn't. Sorry, I missed that. I've been observing the Brewers bench.
Yeah, he tripped. He tripped himself. He fell over himself.
Yep, well, there you
pretty
go.
clear on the replay.
Yeah.
Long shot through traffic. We'll try to get it up on the video board after this sequence of play, producer Brandon.
I don't know if the refs want to see that, but...
Benson back to the right point. Wardlaw on a 4-on-3. Two players coming on the ice in a second, and Benson fanned on the shot as it goes back around the boards. Now it's a 5-on-4 penalty, or power play. Wardlaw walks in. He's already scored this period. That one goes wide, back towards the right point. Woodman settles it down. He's got 90 seconds to work with on this power play. Wardlaw at the hash, fires one through, knocks around the boards, and the Xtreme should be able to keep it alive, and they do. McDougall plays it back down low for Benson. Benson, right side, lobbed out of midair. Xander Wardlaw has that go wide. McDougall is the Xtreme being patient here. Geyer has a shot blocked in front of the net. Now a hustle forward on the near boards, and Pope will get it out of play and in behind the net with just under a minute to go in the man advantage for the Xtreme.
The Brewers needed that puck to go all the way at the end of the zone because they were having really tired guys out there.
Woodman drops it back. It was a bouncing puck in the slot, and it couldn't be settled down. And now a 2-on-1 shorthanded break. Dylan Pope to Nick Powell. Powell off the crossbar. Boyle from the point. Big rebound. Jeremy Friedrich made the save. The post made another. What an opportunity. The Italian stallion, Nick Powell, cannot buy a goal right now. He's been all over the place. Now the Xtreme go the other end. Last time the Brewers came close to a goal, the Xtreme took it the other way and scored, and they almost did it again there. Brewers long pass ahead. They'll clear the zone, and that will just about do it for the Xtreme man advantage. But Nick Powell was absolutely robbed by the point.
And no one is more deserving than Nick Powell right now for a goal.
Tristan Reese enters the zone. Noah Maley upends him, and Maley goes down into the corner. Battling away, Dean Peterson. Peterson settles it down, and we have a stoppage in play behind as the player is down and slow to get up. I think it's Noah Maley slow to get up. Ryan Full, we'll take this moment to head down to you.
Yeah, so we've got a few question marks on that Nicola Powell shot. Made a very different sound to what the crossbar is, and there's a few people questioning whether it's hit the back bar or not. I'm not sure if you got a replay of that shot,
yeah, it's
but
on the video
very
board
questionable.
Now. Check the video board in just a second. You'll see it, Ryan. Look up there right now.
I mean,
I'm watching.
That's a mean shot. That is a very, it's
crossbar.
Close. It is close.
The inside edge of the crossbar.
Yeah, it looks like it's just underneath the crossbar. So yeah, the crossbar.
Ooh. You
that
saw
should
the
answer
bottle.
Some questions.
The bottle bounced.
Yeah.
I mean, it
just made an interesting sound from down here. A few people just questioning it, but yeah, it definitely looks like crossbar.
It's almost like
so
it went
too.
like softly underneath the it's like underneath the crossbar. Earlier, the Xtreme had one in the first period that went on the inside edge of the post. Like both teams coming close, and Noah Maley looks like he's in a lot of pain.
It looks like it's one of his legs.
Yeah.
You know, he looks really in pain right now.
I mean, poor kid, he's been bouncing off everyone tonight. Everyone's been laying into him. He's been taking hit after hit after hit. I think this one was just a little bit awkward.
And Noah has been playing with a wrist injury or a hand injury the second half of the season, but you wouldn't know it if you talked to him. He's a really tough dude. And this is just, you never love to see this because Maley has been one of the breakout players this year. And we'll get Ryan Full to give an update in the next break as he'll go find out.
It cannot be overstated that Noah Maley is just such a great kid. He
and
is
important
just,
to this team.
Oh, so important.
Lots happening in this one as we reach the dying moments of this second period. Xtreme try to jump on the attack. It goes turned over the other way, and now the Brewers should be able to pounce on this. Anderson has Klein in front of the net. Anderson on the baseline in front of the net. Boyle overskated it as it's grabbed by Tristan Reese, who chucks it back over towards Hanberg. Hanberg plays it on the left side. This could drift all the way down for icing, and it will. Ryan Full, I don't know if it's been too short of a time, but do you have an update at all by any chance on Noah Maley?
Yeah, so just behind the scenes with Noah now as he was coming off, he's not putting any weight on that leg that he's hurt, so it's not looking too good for a return to him on the ice tonight, but I'll keep you updated as this goes on.
Yeah, we just got to look at it on the replay as just awkward.
It doesn't look really good, but one of the things that you have to say about Noah Maley is how he's got so much courage to go back into those corners all the time at the size that he is, and he goes back all the time, and he's going to make your life hell out there.
Tate rattles it around the boards. Joey McDougall working against Zach Boyle, and Boyle wins the battle. It gets chipped out of the zone. Wardlaw on the back check, gets ragged down, but picked up by Woodman. Swatted down out of midair by Joey McDougall, but the Brewers get the puck back. It goes off McDougall and out of play.
It's very interesting because I've been looking at Jamie Woodman pretty much all game. You know, obviously coming from WA, I have a little bit of interest about, you know, how is he going out there, you know? It's been a while since he had a proper game action, you know, and you can see it, you know? Yes, obviously you're having the flamboyant skating, the very high skill level, but he hasn't been a very big impact in that game so far.
I have to agree with you on that, Johan.
Woodman on the left side. Player got knocked down. Two Brewers players, I think, collided with each other. Now Tom Sack has a man all over him. Stapleton sends him tumbling, and Stapleton gets the puck. Stapleton was looking for Ollie Martin in front, but the Brewers come away with it. Stretch pass on the right side. Leaving, what a pass! Tom Sack, big save! Jeremy Friedrich.
What a play by Li Ming to just have that touch pass right in the middle, in the stride of Tom Sack.
Woodman, long stretch pass, finds Esposito. Esposito through traffic, glove down from Mateusz Trinka. But a big opportunity again. Jeremy Friedrich just out-dueling barely Mateusz Trinka right now.
I mean, it's going to be the whole theme of the night, isn't it? It's going to be Trinka and Friedrich. Who can make the save? Who misses it? And I mean, you know, in this play here, you can see it. They're both ready. Jeremy's ready. But you have to, the defense is still a little bit out of position here for the Xtreme. They're sort of reaching to get to Tom Sack, and they're not quite there yet.
Off the draw, Charbonneau, just a little touch pass behind the goal. Brandon Taylor goes and grinds away in the corner. Flicks it around, looking for Peterson. Peterson was looking for Stapleton in front of the net. The Brewers can't quite clear the zone. Jordan Geyer again keeps the play alive. Taylor a centering play, intercepted by Harley Anderson, who will use the puck now, but he can't clear the zone. Dangerous clearance opportunity. Peterson battling away for it in the slot. Brewers still can't quite clear. Peterson again on the puck, in front of the goal, and Trinka will just smother that kind of dangerous sequence of events.
You have to be careful. All those little turnovers at your blue line, you have to take that off of your playbook, because this is the most dangerous play in hockey. Turnovers at the blue line, this is where you're going to have problems.
And in Jeremy's words today, he said, we are trying to limit the lapses and breakdowns, and that is what their goal is today for the Xtreme. The Xtreme are trying to limit those breakdowns, and the transitions have been really phenomenal.
Off the draw, Wise bats it towards the point, and Geyer just holds on to wrap it around the boards and find the captain, Joey McDougall. Clinked off his stick and back into towards the neutral zone. Graham Charbonneau trying to hold the line. Pushes this forward. Charbonneau still trying to move it forward. Charbonneau swats at the puck. Brewers trying to tie it up. Grabbed by Nathaniel Benson. McDougall to Benson. Benson, point blank, Trinka, big save, rebound, Benson. That drifts wide. Leeming was there in support on the back check, but another glorious opportunity goes by the wayside for the Xtreme. Joey McDougall off the backhand. Circling in the corner, hounds the puck to the left point. Charbonneau chipping at it, can't quite hold the line, and all players will have to clear the zone. Just over a minute to play in what's been another very entertaining period. McDougall scored 13 seconds in, Wardlaw not long later, and then the very next shift, Harley Anderson made it 2-1. Jeremy Klein, nice play forward for Steve Best. Skewered into the corner by Jeremy Friedrich. McDougall plays it back around. Best tries to poke it forward. Pow. McDougall on the backhand again. Geyer there around the action. Plays it off to the left side. Wardlaw banks it off the boards. Giving chase is Nathaniel Benson, but getting there first is Tom Sack, who throws on the burners. Looks for a seam, and that's knocked away in a big hit at the center line, but Ollie Martin creates space for himself before the puck sails on him. Puck played out into the benches. 20 seconds to go. Ryan Foll, down to you.
Yeah, so just a couple tests being done right now on Noah Malley's knee. Still uncertain whether he's going to return to the game. Pretty safe to say you won't see him for the rest of the period, but at least they've got the period break now to take a good look at it.
On that sequence, I can say, like, you know, if I'm Mateusz Trinka, yes, I want to be very aggressive on the puck carrier, but you have to be careful. You know, he gets himself all the way out of his net. You have to be able to get center, to let the puck hit you a little bit more. You know, don't try to search too much for it. You're going to get out of position.
Andrew Chen has a shot from the point. Nice save, Mateusz Trinka. Both goalies kind of on pace to make that 40-ish save mark of the game again.
I think they're really putting the teams on their back tonight. I think the goalies are really thinking, you know, it's my mistake that's going to win or lose us the game. It's my save that's going to win or lose us the game.
Brewers win the draw, trying to clear the zone. Andrew Chen keeps it in, plays it in front of the net. Trinka doing a good job of swallowing up pressure when it's required.
No, he's taking up good time. He knows that. And you know what? Zach Boyle right there, standing in front of him, that's going to give him the time he needs.
Absolutely. Absolutely, and especially, you know, when you have guys that can really shoot the puck well on that blue line for the Xtreme, you have to be able to make as much space as possible for Mateusz Trinka to see pucks coming at it.
Still time for a set play. Dean Peterson heading in for the faceoff. He's working against Harley Anderson in the draw for the Brewers. Just about 7 seconds to go in the period. Draw won by the Xtreme, but the Brewers are going to get there first. They'll clear the zone. 5 seconds to go in the period. Just thrown on net, and Jeremy Friedrich makes the save. Maybe he should have dropped it because it would have killed the period. Instead, still time for one last frantic faceoff with 1 second to go in the second.
I've been in that position before where you have a second to play, and if you want to have a set play, it's really, really important. Yes, absolutely, Eric. You have to get the shot straight away.
Trinka is being pulled. Mateusz Trinka has been pulled, so the Brewers have 6 players on the ice right now, just looking to win the draw and get a shot. Aggressive play with just over a second to go in the period.
I mean, why not?
Dean Peterson working against Harley Anderson. It's won by the Xtreme, and it's shot on net from the Brewers. That kills it. Now Joey McDougall and Steve Best having some shots. Now they're going at it. Joey McDougall and Steve Best have dropped the gloves at the end of the period, and Steve Best goes down quickly. Joey McDougall dropped him down. Best bounces back up. I think McDougall might have won that one, and Joey McDougall dusting him off and getting the crowd fired up.
He may have won the fight, but he's 5 minutes without your captain.
Both of them.
In game 2, true, but is it worth it? You have to ask the question. Joey, Stevie, is it worth it?
Well, it's kind of like for like. You have
it is.
2 guys, but Joey McDougall said, let's go. Steve Best didn't really have a choice to accept. And they got into it right away. And
he really lost his balance there, and really, I think Joey, you know, being from the Canadian Hockey League, I think he might just have that little bit more experience. I've played with Stevie for a long time. I haven't seen him in a lot of fights, but Joey, I mean, I'm pretty sure he's
mic'd
a
up, by the way. Joey is mic'd up tonight. That's
so we're going to know what was said during this. Oh, excellent.
We might have a couple of bleep, bleep, bleep going.
I think we're going to need some. With Stevie's, there wasn't any bleeps.
I'm looking forward to the reaction that Joey had after. It's just that passionate
the dusting
response.
it off, the knowing that you came away with the win on that one.
Here's my vision about all of this, okay? Because that obviously is going to bring a lot of intention and a lot of tension, in between the two teams.
It is.
So it's going to be interesting to see.
We'll get back to you in a second, Johan. Let's go down to the bench, or the ice, with Graham Charbonneau and Dave Muggleton.
So one of the things that was mentioned that you guys would be looking for in this second period was a lot more intensity. 2 goals out of it. Is that period achieved?
Yeah, I think so. I think we've still got a little bit more to give. We brought it to them for a good kind of 5 to 10. And then I think we lost it a little bit. We let them get back in it, but that first kind of 10 that's where we want to be.
Now we're seeing not only a scoreline but also a shots on goal that looks a lot more like an NHL game than what the NHSL was looking like in the regular season. Exactly how, with your experience, is this finals ice hockey differing to what the regular season games were?
Yeah, it always does. Everything tightens up out there. You're going to see a lot more body checks, a few more fists getting thrown like you just saw at the end of that period. But yeah, the boys are battling hard.
Now, speaking of the fist being thrown, what's the intensity like out there? Because there's been a couple of little skirmishes, came to a head right at that end of a period.
Yep, yeah, I mean, the intensity's high. It's playoff hockey, you know. We got, this is our second game against them, and there's more to come. So every game, it's gonna pick up, every single game.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, well, a wild fight at the end of that one, Johan. Sorry to interrupt you rudely, but wild.
It was very interesting to hear Graham Charbonneau, very poised in the way that he explained things. I feel like when you get a lot of tension happening, especially at the end of the period, guys go back into their locker room and then they're fired up. And then they're expecting something really hard or really strong happening in that third period, You have to build out of this. You have to build out of that intensity that you actually brought up at the end of the period to be able to bring it into that third period, buzzing around.
I completely agree. I'd be really interested to see what Eric Leon and Mitch Villani say about that, because 2 captains fighting in a playoff match, which will impact the third period, the winning period of hockey. I'm interested to see their take, because my take, it would not be good.
1 period to go. Brewers, or Xtreme rather, sorry, the scoreboard's not right on that one. Xtreme lead 2-1. We'll see you for the third of game 2 of the finals. 2 very entertaining periods of hockey so far. The Xtreme lead 2-1. It was a scoreless first period, and wow, what a period it was. Lots of goaltender saves. It took 13 seconds for Joey McDougall to bank home a puck off a loose one in front of the net to make it 1-0 for the Xtreme. And not long after that, they even added another one. But it was a crazy sequence of events, Johan Levesque and Justine Rafina, who join us, because look at this. While on the power play, delayed penalty, puck almost goes in the net, but then you blink. Look how close that was. An empty net, almost an own goal.
Unbelievable.
But the Xtreme go the other way, and they make it a 2-0 game. Moments later, though, on the very next shift, and you'll see it in a second, the Brewers go back the other direction. Harley Anderson off a bad change makes it 2-1. Both goalies in this period made a good save. There was some fisticuffs in the period. There was a hit post. It was a wild, intense period.
Unbelievable period. Unbelievable period of hockey. Really, really wide open right now. You know, the first period was so tight in between each other. Like, everyone was just batting for every inch, and all of a sudden, poof, we had that explosion where it goes in every direction. We have breakaways, 2-on-1, 3-on-1s at certain play, at certain time. Great period of hockey from my side.
And we have that revitalization from Harley Anderson, that cherry.
Eric Ball, there's fisticuffs at the end. Eric Ballnar calling the action for you. Justine Ruffino calling the action. Johan Levesque, it's been a pleasure having you in the broadcast booth. This is your final period before you go back to WA. We're going to miss you. We're going to miss your lovable larrikin and abilities that you get, whether it be pregame, having some fun with everybody else. Always making everything around us a little bit lighter, having some more fun. Johan, we're going to miss you around here, so let's enjoy this last period.
Oh my God, thank you so much, everyone. I mean, it's been an absolute joy, and what a ride it's been to be part of that league. The inaugural league of like professional league in Australia, you know. I couldn't ask for a better gang, a better crew to be part of. Thank you to you, Eric, for giving me the opportunity to do that. And it's not the end. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't want to tell you too much, but it's not the end. You guys won't miss me too long.
Ryan Full, you're on the benches. How you going?
Good, thanks, mate. A couple things. So just to touch on what you guys were talking about. Johan, I'd obviously love to be out on the ice with you right now, brother, but this has been an absolute treat. So thanks for all the calls. It's been a lot of fun. And secondly, just after that fight between Steve Best and Joey McDougall, Joey McDougall's glove went astray, and it must have gone over the other side, and someone's filled it up with water, and it's come back to the Xtreme bench with water filled in it, and it's absolutely saturated. So a little bit of gamesmanship going on the side of the actual game here.
So they filled up Joey's glove with water. What's the reaction from the Xtreme bench?
No, they seem pretty cool and calm about it all, and the Brewers bench on the other side are completely denying it was them, so a little bit of gamesmanship.
Ryan, my eyes are on you.
Yeah, it is something I would do, but no, not this time, unfortunately.
I mean, we've literally had it all tonight. We've had the gear being completely defamed with water in the period where they've lost a glove. I mean, we've had a fight, we've had goals, we've had back and forth. It's all been here.
Third period begins. Both teams without their leaders. No Steve Best, no Joey McDougall for 5 minutes until that comes to an end. But both teams still with the full suite of forwards to counter. And here comes one right away, as it looks like Jared Siemens is being bumped up to the top line to play with the dynamic duo of Xander Wardlaw and Nathaniel Benson. Wardlaw in his own end, plays it off to the left side. Benson trying to lead a man ahead. Siemens behind the goal, tried to swat it down, and it gets knocked to the boards. Played back out to the point. Tom Sack getting an opportunity on the top line with Nick Powell and Tyler Leeming. Leeming gets a shot in at goal, and Jeremy Friedrich gloves that one down. Ryan Full, down to you.
Well, again, to start this third period, it's advantage Xtreme. They've started definitely better than the Brewers and settled well. So that's all 3 periods now. We've seen the Xtreme come out pretty hot. So it's going to be important if the Brewers want to get back in this one that they rebound pretty quickly here.
Yeah, absolutely. You have to start from the first whistle, the first puck drop of every period. You have to be ready to play.
Draw off to the right of Jeremy Friedrich, picked up by the Adelaide Xtreme. Graham Charbonneau leads a man ahead. It's knocked down by Tyler Leeming. Charbonneau works his way off to the right side. Trinka having to get ready because there's a puck down in front, and Charbonneau almost tucked that away. Harley Anderson goes the other direction. Dylan Pope crashing towards the net. Pope off his stick and in and wide of the net. A great opportunity created by Anderson and Pope. Talking to Mitch Villani before the game, he said there's been a weird little chemistry between those two games with Handberg and Anderson and Pope, so he was looking forward to see that line go. Jared Seaman wheels around the corner. He gets knocked off a body. Siemens down on the left side. A few Brewers players converge around him, 3 to be exact. Benson on the one-timer. That one's paddled away by Matusz Trinka and into the corner. Puck finally goes in and out of play. So we picked up right where we left off. Both teams with great chances.
Absolutely. Beautiful transition on that play for the Brewers, you know? Having that 2-on-1 with Anderson and Pope. Just a little bit too much in front of Pope on that pass, but beautiful transition play. And on the other side, you know, you have the usual Benson and Wardlaw going at it again, and Jared Siemens is actually pitching in on that line right now, doing really well.
Nick Powell tussles for the puck. Jared Siemens, a big player. Just saw that he committed to the Adelaide Avalanche in the PHL, as well as players like Joey McDougall, Nathaniel Benson, Jake Riley. Tom Sack plays it around the corner. Players pitching for it, and now the Brewers are going to go to the power play. Delayed penalty call coming, so the Brewers going to get their second power play opportunity of the game and just their 5th of the series.
Jamie Woodman just a little bit high right there. To be very honest with you, it's playoff hockey. Me personally, I like the physicality. I like the fact that, you know, he leaned a little bit more on a guy like Tom Sack that is a bit smaller than him, but I don't know if they thought that the hand actually went and grabbed Tom Sack. I'm not really sure, but...
Makeup call for one earlier the other way?
Exactly. I'll give one to you, give one to me.
Off the draw, the Xtreme will just push this forward and in and out of play. So Matusz Trinka settles it down. Let's see what the Brewers power play can do. 0 for 4 in the series, 0 for 1 in the game, and they almost give it away. Stapleton bats it back the other way, and Nick Powell gloves it down. Still no Joey McDougall or Steve Best until the 15-minute mark on your clock. This goes in behind the goal, and getting there first is Zach Boyle. Boyle in the corner. He can slow it down and set it up, and that's what he'll do. Powell from the point, tipped down low off the side of the net, and it gets pushed off its bearings. Tyler Leeming has a bit of a look of, are you serious? On the side, either way, we're going to stoppage and play.
I mean, right now, you don't have any Steve Best, but you have Harley Anderson that is red hot at the moment, right in the slot as the bumper position. That power play has been moving the puck really well. Now, the thing that they have to do is creating a little bit more chances for themselves. Put pucks to the net. You have a big body like Harley Anderson in front. Use it.
Draw will come right off the draw, and Jeremy Friedrich had to kick one away. Loose puck in the slot. It's kicked back towards the point. One-timer from Sack, and that was a rifle, but it rifled wide. All the way back towards the blue line. Sack settles it down, looking for a man up the middle of the ice. He finds the MVP, Zach Boyle. By the way, Joey McDougall has a Gordie Howe hat trick tonight if you just joined us, as Powell fires one on net. So a goal, an assist, and a fight for Joey McDougall tonight.
Is that a first in the NHSL history?
It's the first Gordie Howe hat trick.
Wow.
Yeah, the first Gordie Howe hat trick in NHSL history, and it goes to Joey McDougall with a goal, assist, and a fight. For those that don't know who Gordie Howe is, all time, one of the greatest players. Some say he's the greatest player of all time, and that's what he was known for. Scoring, setting up goals, and getting tough.
Oh my God, and he played until the age of almost 50 years old. He was incredible.
He led with the elbows on almost every single play in those 50 years.
That might earn him a couple stars of a game, although the goalies probably have it right now. Tom Sack plays it off towards the right side. Walks it out, lobs one to the far wing. Wise will just skate this one in, and he's now in behind the goal. Trying to get angled down. He takes a tumble working against Graham Charbonneau. Only 40 seconds to go in the power play. Hasn't looked overly threatening at the moment for the Brewers as the Xtreme swat this out, and it goes down the length of the ice back behind the goal. And Matusz Trinka will pick it up, and he almost gives it away. Dean Peterson in front of the net, short-handed Matusz Trinka, and the combination of Jeremy Klein made the stop. It was almost a disastrous giveaway. Tom Tate gets it off to Graham Charbonneau, and Charbonneau deposits the puck into the Brewer end.
A little bit of miscommunication with Matusz Trinka. It's not the first time this game that he's had a little bit of difficulty. You have to talk to your defenseman. It's very important, especially to be able to get the puck back in the offensive zone.
Player comes out of the box, puck goes in behind the goal, and Tyler Boyle will get there first. No, it's Adam Wise. Back to Boyle. Boyle gives it back to Wise, who will play it up the boards, but not out. Jordan Geyer pinches in and keeps it in. Wardlaw will just play it to the front of the net. We will have a stoppage in play. So another frantic start, and still 2-1. There's a look at the miscommunication that Dean Peterson almost took advantage of.
I mean, I think it's frustrating for Matusz because nobody really would have ever seen him, but he plays as a player probably as well as half of these players. So I'm sure he wants to get out there, do some puck handling, go up the ice and score some top shelf goals because he can do it. I can sort of see him moving his head like, I really want to get into this play, but I know I actually can't. And I think that was one of those moments where he probably should have just went, nah, I'm just going to stay here.
Draw off to the right side, played back to the left wing. Xander Wardlaw tips it forward. Boyle plays it towards the center line. It's a foot race for it, and gobbling up the loose puck is Tyler Leeming. Leeming drop pass to Tom Sack. There was a screen in front, but it went off a body and into the corner. 30 seconds until Beston McDougall will return off of Siemens' stick and in towards the blue line, and Siemens just powers that forward, but Sack wins the battle, gets it into the neutral zone, and Nick Powell plays it off to Leeming. Leeming stops. He's got Sack off the wing. Sack across doorstep, scores! Tic-tac-toe, here we go! Nick Powell has made it a 2-2 game.
What a gorgeous play. Oh my God, they don't come better looking than that, not even out of the magazines. I mean, this one here, you can see it, it starts here, but the vision from Leeming, he waits that split second, even though he's got a man all over him, and he's got Sack. Sack goes across and sees that man behind, and there it is, open as you would have it.
I think the guy that is taking a deep breath out right now is Nicola Powell. Finally found the back of the net with all those chances to be able to score one, a very important one. What a beautiful play by the Brewers right now.
Well, in game one, the Xtreme were down 2-0, and they came back to tie it at 2. In this one, the Brewers were down 2-0, and they came back to tie things up at 2. What a great hockey game we have once again, and Nick Powell finally has his playoff goal after hitting skates and pads and posts and crossbars. Chen back in his own end. Both players, Steve Best and Joey McDougall, eligible to return to the game now. Charbonneau, right side. Stapleton enters the zone, throws it in on net. That goes wide. Pope plays it on the backhand. Stapleton working down in the back again. Player bounces off him. Peterson kicks it to Stapleton. Stapleton looking for something in front of the net. Peterson was down on the ice. Body's hitting the deck, and Zach Boyle busted up the ice. He's working against Woodman. He drags Woodman, and finally getting back is Ollie Martin to break up the play.
I'm telling you, you won't be able to do that with Jamie Woodman. Jamie will follow you day and night.
Woodman now trying to go up the other ice. He shoves a man off. He shoves another player off, but Tyler Leeming upends him. Leeming, who bumped Woodman off the puck to help set up that goal. Leeming is a strong dude. Esposito back behind the net, cycles it around in the corner. Back and down the ice. That should go off, and it should go all the way for icing, and that will give us an opportunity to go down to our bench reporter, Ryan the Rocket Fold.
Yeah, I'm going to take it back to the Brewers' last goal. I'm not sure if you got a replay of it there on the screen, but that's a clinical 3-on-2 odd-man rush from the Brewers. Tyler Leeming using all the patience and time that he can to draw a couple players to him. Feeds it across to Tom Sack, who has a wide-open Nicola Powell backdoor. Just a beautiful play from the Brewers to tie this one up.
A similar goal was scored on the Xtreme tying goal on a 3-on-2 odd man rush, where it was Huxley to McDougall to Wardlaw or something like that late in the game. Very, very much games mirroring each other right now.
Absolutely. And we are looking at a battle. You know, the first game went to overtime. Now it's a tie game, third period. Everything can happen, obviously, but very tight game so far.
Turnover again. Tyler Leeming to Nick Powell, and that goes off a skate wide, or maybe it went off the edge of his stick. Not too sure. Either way, not in the net. Powell trying to tie a man up in the slot, and it's settled down by Nathaniel Benson. McDougall back on the ice, finds Wardlaw. Wardlaw to McDougall in front of the net. McDougall has this tip away wide. Another good opportunity, but how good has Matusz Trinka been in this game?
Right now he's doing great, and it's the first, I'm just seeing the first shift of Steve Best coming back into that third period. You know, you just saw Joey McDougall also stepping in on that play. So the two guys are out from their fight in second period.
It's a bouncing puck that Matusz Trinka just flicked out of the air. Peterson on the draw, working against Klein. Klein swats it into the corner, picked up by Tyler Boyle, who plays it around the far boards. Taylor working against Pellerin. Pellerin gets it out and out of the zone. Klein, right side. Pope, shot on net. Friedrich, big rebound, but he paddles that into the corner. Jeff Pellerin going to help support Pope. Pellerin with the puck, was trying to throw the puck to a dangerous area, and now Taylor couldn't control the pass as he was trying to exit the zone. Sack with a nice drag, whips one in, and that goes out of play. Getting a whole lot of whoos and ha's from the crowd behind us.
I mean, it's hard to imagine why with Tomek Sack working it like a poet. I mean, the guy, you know, stick on the puck. Look at him. He is dancing, and he just knows how good he is. Look, from the midway point of the ice, it's clipped Jeremy Friedrich's glove. but they've still ruled it inside the zone.
This is hands, beautiful hands.
Absolutely.
Oh my goodness.
Fun hockey here at the Ice Arena on beautiful Ghana land. Eric, Justine, Ryan, and Johan taking it away for you in what should be an exciting conclusion. Esposito has a pass that goes all the way back in the zone, and he's got to be careful because now there's a player working down for it. Is that Steve Best wearing number 7? I think it is. Wearing maybe a blood jersey after that fight. So the new number 7, Steve Best, emulating his favorite player, Ryan the Rocket Full, while he's wearing that jersey. Best in front of the net, shot on net from Leeming, and that goes off a paddle and wide. Played back on the side, and Esposito plays it down. Ryan Full, down to you.
Yeah, that is the beautiful number 7 that you see on Steve Best's back. It's lovely to see him wearing that number, wearing it proud. Also, it's advantage Brewers at the moment. From down at this level, the Brewers are starting to find a bit of momentum, especially after that goal. So really important that the Xtreme regroup here and don't let them run away with it.
I found it really interesting that it's Charbonneau and Woodman together now. You know, they just changed a little bit of their lineup. Eric Lean decided to get the blender out.
Chipping it up, trying to find Ollie Martin, but Tyler Boyle intercepts, so Martin has to retreat and get the puck himself in front of the benches, and he's big and strong and gets away with the puck. Plays it into the corner. Tom Sack, who played the last 2 games on defense, started the game on forward and then moved back to defense, picks up the puck off the right side. Wardlaw keeps it in, shot on net from Esposito. What a play from Wardlaw. Now Esposito getting a shift on the top line. I don't know if that means they've moved McDougall down.
Would be very interesting to see, but what a play by Wardlaw. Dedication.
No, I think it's just a change. McDougall coming on.
Here you go. There you go. You got it. But yeah, beautiful play by Wardlaw. That beautiful just diving play to make sure that he keeps the puck in. You know, that puck had velocity also. You know, it needed a lot of timing to be able to keep that puck in.
What a contest. What a series. If it does go to overtime, it will be you'll flood the ice, get the Zamboni out there, and then sudden death overtime with just 20-minute periods, and we play until we score a goal. And I would have said before this series started that scoring a goal is a guarantee in the first 5-6 minutes. However, the way that this game's being played and the series is being played, who just knows? Nathaniel Benson hustling for the puck. Harley Anderson has to back check and get the puck and play it off to Tristan Reese. But Nathaniel Benson applying pressure, and McDougall picks up the turnover. Flicks it right side to Chen. Chen off the back end of Nathaniel Benson. Benson in a dangerous area. Gets it to Jordan Geyer. Geyer back to the point. Shovels it towards the front of the goal. Nathaniel Benson off the backboard rebound, and it's picked up by smooth skating Zach Boyle, but Xander Wardlaw on the back check finally gets the puck up to Pope, but it goes too far for him. Geyer gets it forward, and finally the Xtreme will dump it in, and they'll get their change with 10 minutes and 30 seconds, or 55 seconds rather, to go in the final period. Nick Powell finished off a beautiful 3-on-2 not long ago to tie this game up at 2. The Xtreme early in the second period had a 2-0 lead, but just like we've seen all season, the Brewers keep battling back. Bill Newbound drafted a plucky group of players with a lot of resilience on this Port Adelaide Brewers team. But Tash Ferrier on the Xtreme drafted a pretty good team too, as Peterson and Best collide, and Steve Best is going to get a penalty.
Oh, he's going for the knee. Tommy is indicating for the knee on that one. Interesting if we could see it on the replay and just get an indication, because that's a tough one.
Ryan Full, down to you. How'd you see that?
Yeah, Brewers bench disgusted with the call. I'm not 100% sure there's much in that, to be honest. It looks quite clean. He's carrying the puck. It looks pretty textbook to me, so I can understand why the Brewers are upset, but they're going to have to regroup here and get ready for a penalty kill, because they are going to change their mind.
Ryan, you're completely right. This is literally the perfect hit to get someone out the puck.
Yeah.
This is what you learn when you're 11 years old or 12 years old when you start to play contact hockey, is how can I make a body check that creates space in between the guy and the puck?
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, that is a hip check. What you just saw on that replay, that is your textbook A to Z hip check.
Well, either way, the Xtreme, who have the #1 power play in the competition, have the man advantage. And they've got all their guns out right now, and Joey McDougall's one of them. He's got the Gordie Howe hat trick this game. Geyer to Wardlaw, the leading goal scorer, blockered away from Mateusz Trinka. Benson swivels his way back around. finds Geyer at the point. Through traffic, Trinka gets across. He's made a series of nice saves now, both teams with over 30 shots. McDougall finds Benson. Back to the point to Woodman. Back down low in front of the net. Fighting for it is Wardlaw. Sack gets there first. That goes out of play. He got tipped out. Xtreme were questioning, but it was quite clearly tipped out. So they'll still keep the offensive power play. Ryan Full, down to you.
Yeah, so Brewers doing a good job to settle down here a bit. They were really, really upset with that call, but this is going to be a pretty pivotal power play for the Xtreme here. If they can score on it and take a lead, you almost think that they could run away with it from here. But if the Brewers kill it, momentum back to the Brewers.
Jared Siemens loses the draw, but Brewers can't clear. Right to the point, settled down on the stick of Graham Charbonneau. Esposito, Charbonneau. Back to Esposito, and Zach Boyle plays it forward, and Harley Anderson should get there first. And as it takes a funny bounce to the corner, and Jeremy Friedrich had to skate out further than he wanted to play it. Hustling back to get it are the Xtreme. Dean Peterson tries to get it out. Jeremy Klein, he's on his rear end, and he causes the disruption at the blue line. Chen. Back on the goal, right side, Charbonneau. One last chance to set things up for the Xtreme on their fourth power play of the game. Siemens in behind the goal. Esposito rakes it around. Chen has to dive over to keep this puck alive and in the attacking zone. Esposito looking for something, touches it off to Siemens. Siemens to Martin. Martin off the post, rebound down low. Trinka dives back and makes the save. It's the second post that Ollie Martin has hit this game.
Wow.
That was the game right there.
That was the game, but by the same time, you have way too much space right now. You know, they're moving the puck so well. The Xtreme, they're creating so many good chances because they're making the box of the Brewers moving around. It doesn't even look like a box at the end of it, you know? You have to be a bit more structured, but great puck movement by the Xtreme on that one.
Off the draw, Geyer siphons it to the right side, another post! 2 posts on the power play, hit by the Adelaide Xtreme. That one came from Jamie Woodman. How close have they got? They've hit 3 or 4 posts all game long. Now the second's peeling off the power play, and they're going to kill this one off. But that was in large thanks to 2 posts, both the left and the right, featuring in that. Jamie Woodman smooth skating into the zone, waits for his team to make sure they're onside. A lob in the center, and Steve Best back with the puck, works out the left side. Best working against McDougall, walks in front of the net, and Woodman lines him up as Steve Best cut in front of the net. And now Joey McDougall going the other way. McDougall to the middle of the ice. That's blocked by Tyler Boyle. McDougall keeps it alive, finds Wardlaw. Wardlaw on his knees, keeps it alive. Frantic action. Sack finds Leeming. Leeming has Sack going back to the net. Leeming strong, knocked down in front. And Joey McDougall lobs it to Wardlaw. He would have been in all alone, but Zach Boyle upended that. Wardlaw and Best having words. This goes down for icing, but there's a man behind the play. Tom Sack centering play. Player gets dumped. Charbonneau picks it up. Players fighting with each other behind the ice. All tangled up. Play continues. My goodness. 2 players were tangled up. It was Tom Tate and Tom Sack, the battle of the Toms. This is chaos.
We only have one player really initiating in the fight, so the question remains, does Tom Sack get the same as Tom Tate for this? Here it is here on the replay.
Wow. Ryan Full, how you seen it down there? This is just amazing energy.
Yeah, that's it. This is playoff hockey, Eric. Both teams not giving up anything now. It's just the game from down here has just started to open up completely. Now it's back on to 5-on-5. So I think we're in for a real frantic last, 7 minutes left here.
Do you think it would be weighing on the minds of even the Brewers? Would they get a makeup call for maybe what was maybe a missed one earlier on that Steve Best knee penalty?
I don't think you should be too worried about that. It's kind of hard to tell what the refs are doing in this game. There hasn't been a whole lot called, and when it's been called, it's been a little bit questionable. So I wouldn't be banking on that.
4-on-4 though. We are getting 4-on-4. It's going to be roughing for Tom Sack and Tom Tate. That probably makes sense.
You have to be careful, though, because it's a 2-2 game, 7 minutes play. You don't want to be the guy that's going to give the chance to the other team to actually score the decision goal. You know, the goal that's going to make the difference. You have to be careful, be a bit more disciplined. Getting through those emotions is not necessarily the best thing for your team.
4-on-4 hockey. It's a 1-0 lead in the series, and it's given away. Ollie Martin, he's hit 2 posts in all alone, and Mateusz Trinka breaks that up at the last second. Ollie Martin's come close, and another penalty is coming, and this one is to the extreme, and Graham Charbonneau can't believe it, but the Brewers are going to go to the power play.
Oh my goodness, turnovers. And can you imagine giving the puck like this
Wow, what a bad turnover.
to the players on the other side in the playoffs for the game? And then you have a beautiful puck tracking by Mateusz Trinka on that one, getting the pad out, not giving a single inch.
Ryan Fohl on the bench.
Tristan Reese has got Mateusz Trinka to thank for that one. He probably owes him a beer after the game. Just fanned on the pass to go across, and could have been mayhem, but thankfully Trinka's playing as well as he is.
Well, Ollie Martin is in the box, so for the next minute or 2 minutes or less, the Brewers are going to have a power play to try to complete the comeback and go up. And a whistling shot from Zach Boyle just bounces wide. Lots of open ice out there, even for the short-handed Adelaide Xtreme. Chen, he's in behind the defense and in behind the goal. Zach Boyle ties him up. Tyler Boyle picks up the puck. He finds Steve Best, and now the Brewers with numbers go the other way. But upending him is Jamie Woodman, but Best will settle it down. 4-on-3. Boyle one-timer. That goes off a Chen body in front of the net. Back at the point. Boyle down low, leaving sharp angle shot, but Jeremy Friedrich shuts the door. Picked up by Jamie Woodman, and he will take his time and try to kill some of this penalty himself, but he gives it away. Best in a dangerous area. Boyle gets tied up. Woodman makes up for it, and Joey McDougall is there first. Played down the length of the ice, and that will chew some seconds away. Minute left on the power play, 40 seconds left on the 4-on-3 part of the power play, and in behind the defense, Nick Powell, but there was a player a little bit offside. 6 minutes to go.
I love a player that fixes his mistakes. Woodman makes the turnover, but he goes back, challenges Leeming, and takes it off him. I mean, it's just, that is the player. If you're a coach, you want that player in your lineup.
Absolutely. Very, very important. You know, never giving up to the play, always battling until the end. You never know what can happen. We saw that this game is the perfect example. You never know what can happen.
Harley Anderson on the near boards. Andrew Stapleton ties him up and doing a good job of eating some seconds off the clock. Jared Siemens also there in support. Tristan Reese, Harley Anderson battling for the Brewers, and the Xtreme are just trying to inch this puck closer to outside the blue line, and they just about will do it. It's finally out, so now the players have to clear the zone. There's a stick on the ice. Finally, it's offside. That's well done from Andrew Stapleton.
What a battle.
I mean, it's a good fight. Third period, 5 minutes to go. This team has been intense for the last 55 minutes of play. I mean, the fact that anybody is still standing, frankly, staggers me.
Oh, yeah, we're here for a treat. It's definitely probably my favorite game of hockey all season.
And that's after last week.
Definitely.
And yeah, coming from last week, that was already like a barn burner that we call in Canada.
Zach Boyle off the right side, tries to set it up. 5-on-4 now. Leeming tries to go 5-hole. It's just a little high, and Jeremy Friedrich makes the save, but it will now be 5-on-4 for the next 20 seconds.
Counting on Jeremy Friedrich or Mateusz Trinka to make a mistake is not the way to win this hockey game, because both of them they're on. Like, if you talk about a goalie being on, these two goalies, they are on. They are not giving up any easy ones tonight.
Another close game. This is exactly what we wanted, exactly what a lot of people expected. Both goalies turning it on, the posts playing a factor. There's been a fight in this game. There's been pretty goals in transition. 5 minutes to play. Will we see a late goal? Will it be the winner? Is it next goal wins? There's still 5 to play. Lots of questions still to be answered. Brewers trying to take a stranglehold in the series. They have a 1-0 lead. Zach Boyle stops and plays it in front of his net. Luckily, Nick Powell is there in support. Powell back behind the goal. Cycles this one back. Boyle, long stretch pass. That's knocked down. Picked up by Tom Sack. Sack stops, drags, works around, down low, loose puck in front. Friedrich gets down, and he freezes the play.
There's a lot of talent on the ice right now. The two first line are out there. You know, there's a lot. The two main defenseman team also. You know, this is where game is on the line. You know, 4 minutes to play. The next mistake can be the lethal one.
And let's look at the mindset of the Xtreme. This is the last game before the last game. If they lose this one, they have to win the next one to stay alive for the season.
Lots on the line, a best-of-5 series. There's lots of ebbs and flows, but there's not much between the teams right now. Both goalies making some pretty big saves. Ryan, full down to you.
Yeah, exactly like Johan said. With this last 4 minutes is crucial, and I think what we're going to see is just complete shutdown hockey from both sides. Both goalies have been locked in the whole game, and I think defensively now you're just going to see complete shutdown from both teams.
Well, you have to play a little bit more like defensively now.
Yeah.
If you open the gate too much, the problem that's going to happen is the next goal is, like I said, the lethal one that's going to make the difference. So you have to be able to, whoa, we're just talking about that.
Almost a turnover with Jordan Geyer in front of the net. The Xtreme will cover, but there's a delayed penalty coming to the Brewers, and a big hit in the corner as players skirmish down. And the Adelaide Xtreme, they're going to go to the power play. Ryan, how did you see it?
Yeah, again, Brewers not too happy with that one. The furthest ref away from the play actually called that one. Dave Gow, who was down with the play, didn't see a whole lot. So very interesting that the furthest ref away from the play is the one to call that.
Very interesting play, actually.
With under 5 minutes to go, the Adelaide Xtreme, who have scored a power play goal in each of their last 5 games but are 0 for 4 tonight, will get an opportunity to perhaps find a winner late.
And you can guarantee that the advice from both coaches was, boys, stay out of the penalty box. A penalty at this point in the game is an absolute spine breaker for a team.
So it's a 5-on-4, not a 4-on-3 like you see on your screen, but a 2-minute power play nonetheless for the Adelaide Xtreme. Jamie Woodman came in from WA for the rest of this series. Wardlaw shuffles it in front. Benson turns. He was looking for Charbonneau, who was crashing in front of the net. Charbonneau planting himself in front of the net, and Wardlaw being utilized at the point. So is Jamie Woodman, who has the puck now through traffic. Rebound gobbled up by Trinka. Wise gives a late shot to Benson. Benson holds his nerve, but a good setup and chance from the Xtreme in the first 22 seconds of that.
That's the reception you expect. I mean, you're standing dead center in front of Matus Trinka. You expect that reception from the defenseman. You got to.
Ryan Four.
The Brewers PK here. I don't want to be giving Jamie Woodman that much time. He's able to find a lane there and get a pretty dangerous shot through. They need a man up on him.
Especially when he changed the angle like this so well at that blue line. He walks it like he's Michael Jackson moonwalking.
He's zen and he's calm and he has complete control. There is no denying that.
Off the draw, Benson in tight, big save, Matus Trinka, but it trickles back to the point. Woodman with time, with space, a shot through traffic, and Matus Trinka stands up again with another big save.
You've seen it a couple of times. Jamie Woodman's got it, Zach Boyle's got it. Xander Wardlaw kind of has it, but that quick release shot, it is crucial. He needs a millisecond to wind up for a shot that is powerful and accurate. That is a very, very tough skill to learn, and it is very rare, even in this NHSL league.
Off to the left of Trinka. Still lots of time on this power play, and the Xtreme have looked dangerous. They can sense the moment, but the Brewers, for the first time, clear the puck back behind the goal. Jamie Woodman will grab it himself. $1:20 to go. Tightly contested game. The Brewers were slightly better in game 1 with an overtime winner. One team trying to find the decisive goal late now. The Brewers were down by 2 goals. The Xtreme had the lead, but Anderson and Powell closed the gap. Powell in this period. That's the only goal we've seen in the third. And now only 50 seconds to go and some tired legs out there for the Adelaide Xtreme. Will they change it up or keep rolling with it? Benson enters the zone, drops to Wardlaw. Wardlaw, big shot, but it goes wide. It's scooped up by Steve Best and flicked out of the zone. And finally, the Xtreme will go for a complete change. Everyone except for Jamie Woodman, who's got the puck now. Woodman, shot on goal, paddled away from Mateusz Trinka. He's tied up by his WA teammate Tom Sack. Woodman walks it out of the zone, back to the point, turns, and Mateusz Trinka is a vacuum cleaner right now. What a performance from the 17-year-old Ryan Full.
Yeah, just touching back on what I said there, you got to do a better job of getting in front of Jamie Woodman, but it is easier said than done. He's just moving so well out there. He skates so well and handles the puck extremely well. So you don't want to overplay him either. He's a very hard man to play against on a power play.
Dean Peterson settles in for the Jobbers. Harley Anderson tries to get a shot on goal. It goes off a skate and into the corner, and Peterson flicks it back to the point for Geyer. Geyer back in the corner. Ollie Martin, or sorry, it's Siemens who gets it first, then finds Martin. He chucks it back, but Adam Wise chips it around, but it goes right to Jared Siemens. Penalty coming to an end. Teams back to full strength. Xtreme now 0 for 5 on the power play today. This skips over a skate. Adam Wise plays it forward. It's intercepted by an Xtreme player along the near boards as we approach the 2-minute mark to go in regulation time. Finally played out. Glove down by Chen. Left side, Peterson touches it up, and I think we have a penalty. It's an interference call behind the play, and with 2 minutes to go, the Brewers are going to get a power play.
Yeah, a little bit of interference there by Ollie Martin, taking up the glove of Adam Wise. Not necessarily the wiser move. Hey.
Pun intended, go on. Look, it's a crucial 2 minutes left. You're 2-2.
I can jump in if you want.
Getting a penalty is not ideal.
Well, the Xtreme had an opportunity with less than 5 minutes on the man advantage. Now the Brewers have an opportunity to find a potential game-winning goal. Nick Powell versus Joey McDougall on the faceoff. Leeming tries to join the parade, and Wardlaw chips it out into the neutral zone. Tense times for both teams, and Jeremy Friedrich has to play this off right away, and it's finally played but not out. Kept in by Steve Best, chips it in behind. Powell centering play, and Xander Wardlaw will play this the length of the ice. It was a bouncing puck that Mateusz Trinka had to get down and make the save. Best centering play, picked up by Siemens, enters the zone. He's saying Joey McDougall was offside. The Xtreme don't love it. Ryan Full, back down to you.
Yeah, and the Xtreme didn't love the penalty call either. It's a huge call to make with 2 minutes left to put the team on the power play for the remainder of the two. But yeah, not too happy from Xtreme down here.
No, I agree with you. Definitely. You know, as a ref, you don't really want to be the guy that's going to make the difference, especially when there's barely no time on the clock.
I think that depends on the ref.
Let them play a little bit, but by the same time, you know, if someone is really tossing the glove off, if you see it, I don't know if you have to call it or not, but for me, you know, if I would be the ref, I don't think I would actually like to have that sort of impact into the game.
Well,
Joey
Ryan, it's a timeout on the bench, so what are the teams chatting about here?
Not a whole lot. It looks like it's just to give the boys a rest. They're looking pretty tired down here. It's more just, yeah, keep sticking to your game because they're both playing pretty well. And if I'm the Xtreme here and we don't come away with the win, you'd be pretty disappointed because this period has really been towards the Xtreme, and you can see it now in the shot totals as well. It's really starting to sway with the Xtreme, so you'd be unhappy if they weren't to come away with the win here.
They've outshot the Brewers 13-4 in this final period, but the Brewers are the one that tied it up. Xtreme with 40 shots on the game, Brewers with 32. Mateusz Trinka being brilliant. Here's Leeming out wide, and it's a shot on net, and Jeremy Friedrich might need a few moments of brilliance for him. He gets down and makes the save with just under 90 seconds to play.
I think we'll need exactly 1 minute and 25 seconds of brilliance from both goalies on this play.
Absolutely, and you know, the Brewers going to try to open up the play a little bit, try to get a little bit more space for themselves to be able to score that decisive goal at the end.
Minute 20 to go on the power play. Pretty much until the end of regulation, the Brewers will get a chance to potentially win it right here and take a 2-0 stranglehold on the series. They only need 3 to win, but each of these games are really hard to find a taste of victory. Tom Sack has Andrew Stapleton all over him, plays it back towards Steve Best. You get the feeling that something's about to happen. Right side, Sack enters the zone. Boyle on his wing, drop back to Leeming, and moving over to block the play is Joey McDougall and clear the zone. He's had a heck of a game, Joey McDougall, and he gives some attention to the Brewers player after the play, too. Tom Sack out wide. 30 seconds and change to go. Sack down on the goal line. Centering play. Boyle with the shot. Jeremy Friedrich gets out to make the save.
Wow, what a sequence of events. You know, you have a shot happening on one side. It goes to the other side. A little bit of a push and shove at the end with Joey McDougall and Ty Leeming. Beautiful transition after that. You know, like, I love the way that the Brewers are moving the puck right now on that power play.
I would say the Brewers are exactly where they need to be right now, but for Jeremy Friedrich ruining their night.
Draw one by the Brewers, still with time on the power play. A big late call has given them a chance. Best to Sack with a shooting lane, tipped in front. Leeming looking for the puck, but Benson finds it and squirts it into the neutral zone. Only 15 seconds to go. It'll take a last-second winner now. Boyle holds the line. Powell gives it back to him. Wild shot in front of the net, knocked in the corner. Woodman is going to get this puck. He should be able to clear, and he does. And for the second straight game, this one is going to overtime.
Who is surprised?
I mean, no one is surprised. This whole game has just been the biggest game of wills, game of tug-of-war, game of perseverance. I mean, everybody is clearly exhausted, but they're going to have to dig deep, and that's what we're going to see. We're going to see the dig deep hockey, the real face of these players. That's what you're going to see in playoff overtime hockey again for a second week in a row.
Well, let's throw it down to David Muggleton, who's got Tom Sack with him.
Thanks, guys. Okay, that has got to be some of the most intense ice hockey that we have ever seen at the Ice Arena.
Yeah, it's good fun, though.
You having fun out there?
Oh, yeah. Must be fun to watch, too.
Now, just the sheer intensity in that last period. Matus taking on a lot of shots, and then that power play for you guys to wrap it up. How are the nerves holding up?
We've been a little shaky at times, so I think we're coming together now, and yeah, Matus is the king.
He really is. There's got a big fan club up in the crowd that have been making some chants.
Yeah, we've been hearing him all night. It's good.
So probably one of the biggest factors coming into this second overtime in a row is the legs. There's a lot of sore bodies out there. Who do you think is going to hold up?
Us.
Good answer.
I love
Thank
it.
you.
Short and sweet.
A man of not many words, but each word impactful, Tom Sack.
Oh, absolutely. And he's got a beautiful sense of humor, so I'm not even surprised with those kind of reaction.
Well, it's almost a mirror of game number one. Look, the Adelaide Xtreme, they have a 2-0 lead. They gave it up. Brewers scored a third period tying goal to force overtime. In game one, the Brewers had a 2-0 lead. Xtreme battled back to force overtime with a third period goal. So it really is quite wild, the dichotomy and the similarities of the two games.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. And, you know, this is one of the things that we've been talking at the beginning. When you have the Xtreme that are so much into a system, okay, getting out of that system is the thing that is the most difficult. And especially with a Brewers team that is pushing the pace, bumping you, giving you a lot of trouble down low, you know, making you pay for every play you do. Systems are starting to get a little bit more difficult to actually adjust. But by the same time, when you have that much speed with the Xtreme, it's very difficult to play for the Brewers.
Well, I think that will do it for us for the period. We'll take a quick Zamboni break and be back in about 10 with the second straight overtime in game two. Brewers versus Xtreme. We'll see you on the other side. Overtime. Two words that every hockey fan loves to hear, especially when the word playoff is before it, and that's what we've got for the second straight game. And Justine Ruffino, Ryan Foll, Johan Levesque. This game is exactly the same as game one. A team had a 2-0 lead. A team gave up a 2-0 lead. Both goalies playing excellent. It's 2-2. It was a third period tying goal. Some drama late, a little fisticuffs. All in all, very entertaining. And now we have overtime, and we just play until somebody scores.
Wow. What do you want to say more than that? This is crazy. Okay, well, yes, Eric, we are...
Look, sudden death. That's literally what it is. You score, you win. You get scored on, you die. It's a concept that's very, very stringent
Metaphorically
in hockey.
die, by the way.
Metaphorically die.
Yes,
You die from this game. You've lost. You've spent the entire game fighting back and forth, and one mistake will cost you the game. That's what overtime is.
I have to say, though, okay, so the biggest problem when people go think about overtime is the pressure of scoring at all costs, okay? And yes, you have to win the game, obviously. But here's the thing, okay? You have 20 minutes of hockey to do it. It's a 5-on-5 game. It's a brand new period again. You have to set it up. You can't just go at it guns blazing. You have to set your play against. You have to go back into your game plan. You have to be able to say to yourself, hey, we're still in that game, whatever happened. We're not chasing, and we're not trying to defend.
I totally agree with that. And the flip side of that, the way I would think of it, because I'm a defenseman, I've always been a defenseman, is if you don't get scored on, you will win this overtime. That's the main message here is don't get scored on, you win. Score, and you win.
For the second straight game, Matus Trinko with over 40 saves. He's made exactly 40. It was the last period that the Xtreme, they outshot them 14 shots to 7. They had the bulk of the chances. Matus Trinko was big, but Jeremy Friedrich was big late. He's made 32 saves. Ryan Fohl is our reporter on the benches today. I don't know if Ryan's there right now. Ryan, the Rocket Fohl, how you doing down there on the benches? Ryan's not with us right now. We'll get him in a moment. But the Xtreme take the ice. I'm curious to hear what Ryan's prediction is, though. He predicted the game-winning goal last week. So I'd be very curious if Ryan Fohl has a prediction for us.
Yeah, I am. So I just spoke to Johan in between the periods. So my prediction is Joey McDougall for the Xtreme and OT, and we'll be tied at 1. And just really importantly here, I'm just standing on the Brewers bench now, talking to Mitch Villani. It's going to be really important for them to start this period strong because it's been first, second, and third has been all Xtreme coming straight off the puck drop. So it's going to be important that they start this one really well. Otherwise, it could be a quick one.
And what about a prediction on the Brewers side? Do you have one? Like, let's do a prediction on both sides. So,
okay,
what would be your Ryan Fohl?
Yeah, so if Brewers get it, I'm going to say Tyler Leeming, but I think Xtreme take it and Joey McDougall.
I'm going to say Steve Best because he's wearing Ryan Fohl's number for the Brewers, and I am going to say Dean Peterson for the Xtreme because he's wearing Ryan Fohl's number.
I'm going to say Xander Wardlaw because I don't want it to be, and I'm going to say Tomek Sak because I really want it to be Tomek Sak.
Oh.
Xander to score.
I was about to say Tom Sack for the Brewers. Obviously, W guy.
Yeah, I was going to say you're biased.
I have to preach for him a little bit. I've been living with him for the last 4 months. So I have the guy in my heart a little bit. And on the Xtreme side, I say Nathaniel Benson. I feel like Nat Benson has been very quiet this game, and it would be a perfect opportunity for him to shine out of this.
He's definitely been in the action, but no goal scoring at this point. He's been front and center, in front of the goalies, in the plays, so it would make sense.
3 words, 6 syllables, playoff overtime hockey. Xtreme versus Brewers, 2 goals apiece. Brewers, they lead this series 1-0. They want to take a stranglehold. Xtreme trying to tie it up. Here's the captain, Joey McDougall. He's got a goal assist and a fight right away. Xander Wardlaw almost tipped one home. Steve Best trying to go down the length of the ice. Plays it off the boards. Leeming settles it. Player in front of the net. Zach Boya was pinching in. He turns and fires one. That goes around the boards and all the way into the neutral zone. Adam Wise settles it down. Looking for Steve Best, wearing a different number after he was in a fight earlier in the game, and the blood rule came in there. That one going in, so the draw will come on the other end of the ice, and now we're officially into our 4th period of the game and our 8th period in 2 games.
I feel terrible. The absolute hero, he may as well be wearing a cape. He's on your screen right now. Harley Anderson didn't get a single nomination for that prediction. And let's face it, he has probably got the best chance. This is the guy that brought them back to life today. This is the guy that scored it in overtime last week. He's just as likely, as probably more likely than anybody else.
Wins the key draw. Tom Sack from the point, and Jeremy Friedrich sticks out that glove and makes the save. Ryan Fohl, down to you.
Yeah, this is a much better start to a period for the Brewers. Like we said earlier, didn't start those first few periods too well, but they've settled in nicely.
Next goal wins. Siemens versus Anderson, and it goes right back towards Jeremy Friedrich. He'll make the easy stop. So Jeremy Friedrich already with a couple early saves to get himself into the period. Harley Anderson scored the winner last week. Won it 3-2. He's taken the draw versus Jared Siemens now, and he wins the draw. Skirmish for it. Anderson turns, fires, tied up in front of the net. Anderson can't quite get it, and it's picked up by Ollie Martin. Martin looking up the ice, has a puck go off a body and into the attacking zone, and goes in behind the net as a big collision happens in the middle of the ice. Jordan Geyer settles things down. Geyer has Anderson draped over him, and he steals the puck. Tries to find Pope, but it goes right to the stick of Esposito. Esposito tangled up and right back towards Ben Handberg. Handberg gets lined up by a player, but Anderson sifts through on the back of the defense. Anderson turning, has Siemens working against him. He finds Ben Handberg, banks off the boards, and Esposito will pick it up and guide the puck forward to Ollie Martin. Martin fires a shot in. It was a tricky one for Trinket to handle, and now the Xtreme will get a line change on. Long pass ahead. Handberg tipped it in, and that one just a little bit too high, tipped off of it. It might have been a 3-line pass, and he might have touched that puck as he crossed the blue line. Well, I'll bring it to this point. In the last 4 games now, the Adelaide Xtreme have, or the last 5 games now, they have 16 goals scored. 14 of them have been by the top line or the power play. 2 of those goals from today. Secondary scoring needs to make a difference at some time.
Absolutely. It's what's going to be the bread and butter of that team if they want to go further into that playoff, you know. It's to be able to relieve a little bit of expectation from their first line. Give a little bit of the breath from that first line to actually feel like they don't have to have all the weight of their shoulders to score and to make that team win.
Referee Joey Rezick, acknowledging that maybe it was a missed call on the icing, so the puck coming back in the draw, and it skips over Jeremy Friedrich's stick. Tyler Leeming hunting down, tipped down, Nick Powell settles it on the rebound, and Jamie Woodman barrels him over, and he pounds up the ice. Woodman out wide, burns by Wise, tries to get the puck forward, and it goes in behind the net. Here's Zach Boyle, another flashy defenseman, this time for the Brewers. Lobs one forward, scooped up by Leeming. Leeming in tight, tries to go up high, and Jeremy Friedrich makes the save. Ryan Full on the benches, down to you.
Yeah, the middle of the ice is definitely a spot no one's going at the moment. All these shots are coming from out wide, and that's purely because both teams are just locking it down defensively. So may see things start to open up as this period goes on and the players get tireder, but for now it's nothing up the middle.
Keep in mind that the Brewers have a short bench tonight because of a bunch of injuries, so they've been rolling with 3 lines and pretty much 2 lines since late in that period. We'll see how long that lasts.
I love watching someone like Woodman play defense. I mean, it is defensive porn. If you've loved hockey your entire life, you love watching someone like that play D. He is dedicated, he is diligent, and I mean, in every play, he's quarterbacking this team right now.
Brewers kept it in, but finally it's brought out. This is Jared Siemens out wide, drops it back to Woodman. Woodman with a shot on net, swipes out at Ollie Martin. He's hit 2 posts, and that one just went wide. He's been all over the place, Ollie Martin, tonight. He's been so close to finding that goal, and he's come inches short on numerous times. Picked up, shot in from the point, rifled in by Ollie Martin, and that rattles around the boards, and it's picked up by Steve Best. Best plays it up to Leeming. Leeming absorbs a hit and pushes the puck forward. Woodman will get there first. Back behind the goal. Woodman stops, stretch pass up the middle, intercepted by his WA teammate Tom Sack, and it goes back in the zone. Charbonneau to Woodman, back in another giveaway. Tom Sack is there first. Picked up by Tyler Boyle, clunked forward, picked up by Anderson. Anderson whistles one just a little bit wide. Benson tied up along the boards, and Joey McDougall up the wing, up the center, plays it off the near boards. He was looking for Xander Wardlaw, and it'll be chipped out by the Port Brewers. Charbonneau on the first team All-Stars for the NHSL, lobs one in, and it's played up around the boards. Bounces off the stanchion right to Harley Anderson, who plays it off to the MVP, Zach Boyle. Boyle knocks Jared Siemens down, chipped up to Wardlaw. He finds Benson. Benson in space, down the wing. He can end it. He's behind the goal, and he gets taken out of the play. And a hard-nosed defensive play, but kept alive by the Xtreme. Across, Wardlaw, blocker save by Matus Trinka. Xtreme still pouncing around, kept in by Andrew Chen. He's got Pope all over him. Andrew Chen pinches down low. Brewers make the save. Handberg can't pinch out, loose puck for it, diving away. Harley Anderson in all alone. He can end it again. Jeremy Friedrich, what a save. 4 Brewers, 1 Xtreme. 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 4 Br Xtreme will touch it up, and we are going to have a call here. It's going to be a slashing call. I was wondering if they were going to call penalty shot for a second, as Jordy Geyer gets the slash in on Harley Anderson, and now they go to the power play.
And I think this is a legit. That could have been.
Can jump in if you want.
Yeah, well, this is literally what I think it would be a penalty shot, because it disturbed Harley Anderson from actually shooting the puck.
That's right, and he's behind the last man in the play, which would qualify you. It just depends on the referee's decision.
Brewers go to the power play. They scored with 14-16 to go in the period last time. Can they do it the same thing? Zach Boyle has a shot go off a stick. Steve Best hounds for the puck. Back to Sack. Distributes back to Best. Down low to Powell. Steve Best was the intended receiver, and he finally gets the puck. Best to the point. Sack tries to settle it down. Stapleton closed in on him, but Zach Boyle now has it along the near boards. He'll skate it back to the blue line. Sack fakes the one-timer, settles it down, chipped in front. Leeming fighting for the puck. Charbonneau plays it down, and Dean Peterson will be behind the defense. He'll try to disturb Mateusz Trinka, who will smoothly play this off once again. Trinka with 43 saves and counting. Charbonneau slaps one in, and that's blocked. Now the Brewers with some space. Nick Powell cuts towards the ice. That goes off Jeremy Friedrich's glove and into the corner. Powell, chip to the point, Sack down low, tip shot. It was a difficult save, and it's stopped by Jeremy Friedrich, who is now over 40 shots faced in this game too. Ryan Foll, down to you.
Yeah, I think you'll find why we didn't see a penalty shot called on that Harley Anderson play is he did actually get a clean shot off on the net. So if you get a clean shot off on the net, you're not really going to see a penalty shot called a lot of the time.
Draw off the face-off. Harley Anderson plays it down low, working behind the goal. Hard hit by Jamie Woodman. Chips it to Chen, banks it off the boards, and it's cleared down. They've killed off half the power play. The Xtreme have the best penalty kill in the NHSL. They had to kill off a penalty with 2 minutes left in the third period just to get to overtime, and they're faced with an early one now. This is the point in the game where last time the Port Brewers found a goal, and that gets tipped out and out of play. 37 seconds to go in the man advantage.
I mean, this is where every game means everything into that game right now, okay? You have 37 seconds into a power play. You have two teams that are absolutely exhausted. You have to take that chance. You have to be able to use that opportunity for the Brewers. And if you're the Xtreme, you kill that, you go back to work, and you skate harder to make sure that you get the momentum back.
Jamie Woodman picks up the puck behind. It's a loose puck in the slot. Andrew Stapleton wisely turns and steers the puck into the Brewer zone. Mateusz Trinka chips it around the boards. Picked up by Zach Boyle. Leeming keeps the puck alive, and now with 15 seconds, there's still time to set up one more opportunity with the man advantage. Leeming out wide, Best going towards the net. It's played into the danger area. Ollie Martin picks it up and slaps it down the ice, and the Adelaide Xtreme have killed off their fifth penalty against in the game. Both teams 0 for 5 on the power play. Walked in, Boyle. Angled off the puck, Joey McDougall plays it around the boards, kept in by Steve Best. Best blocked by Joey McDougall, and McDougall works wide. McDougall shoveled forward. He was looking for Nathaniel Benson. Best back on the back check. Benson gets there first. Joining the parade is Boyle, but absorbing the hit is Benson. Gets it off to McDougall. McDougall shot on net, and Mateusz Trinka locked in, makes the save.
Beautiful play by Joey McDougall to block that shot, and the moment he blocked it, no decision made. He goes straight to that puck, skate off the ice, and make a play to make sure that the puck is going the other way. This is what a captain is all about, especially in the playoffs.
Siemens takes the draw versus Anderson. Anderson wins the draw. Boyle plays it around the boards. Pope fans on the clearance, regathers, and finally can't get it out. Geyer kept it in. Wise back behind the goal, left side. Boyle has it jump over Geyer's stick and all the way down the ice, and Graham Charbonneau will go and pick up the puck in his own end. It gets stuck in the snow in the corner. Charbonneau to Geyer, looking for somebody. Martin leads a man forward. Siemens pushes the puck. This is now the longest hockey game we've played and being part of. We play until we have a goal. If there's no goal after 20, we cut the ice and we go again. Harley Anderson tried to bat it down. Scooped up in the neutral zone by Jared Steeman, who stops, and he plays it off the boards and into the attacking zone. Adam Wise plays it around the boards, but not out. Xtreme keep it in, and then a big hit right along the near boards, and it's lobbed out towards the center of the ice. Handberg trying to hunt it down, but Geyer gets there first, and Dylan Pope with a big late hit off of Dean Peterson. There's a delayed penalty, and the Brewers had a chance with the power play. Now the Xtreme have a chance to win it with the man advantage.
I think they're going to call that one a little high. If we can see it, yeah, I think they're going to.
And after.
Yeah, the puck was way away from him when Pope just hit him. But technically, when you look at it, it's finishing your check. You know, you're in the motion. You're
But
skating.
it was late, yeah.
Yeah.
Bit late.
Ryan Full, how do you see it on the bench?
Yeah, not necessarily too late, but the way he's come up, it's got him a little bit high as well. So there's something there to be called.
It's a 5-minute major. They've given him 5 minutes, so that will go down for charging. So the Adelaide Xtreme have 5 minutes with the man advantage to try to win this hockey game. Unbelievable.
I think it's just a 2. It's been displayed on the board wrong.
Oh, it's just a 2. Okay. It's a 2-minute. It was displayed on the board wrong. People at home can settle down. People in the crowd were kind of gasping what was going on. So it'll be a 2-minute power play for the Adelaide Xtreme. That makes more sense. McDougall down low. Benson in tight. Trinka save. Rebound in the slot. Cleared to the point. Woodman, long shot through traffic. That's deflected off the backboards. Benson gets in there. He's jabbing away. McDougall off to the right point. Shot from the point from Chen. Loose puck in the slot. Geyer scores!
No one predicted Jordan Geyer. That is for sure.
Jordan Geyer!
No one said
Ends
that.
it for the Adelaide Xtreme, and this series is tied up.
Wow, what a play. What a play. Passing that puck across the box, right up to Jordan Geyer's stick. Beautiful shot on goal. Beautiful top shelf goal right there. Jordan Geyer.
I can jump in if you need.
He's been part of every single play in that game.
He's been creeping in all night. All night he's been looking for that shot, and he found it in overtime. Just on the short side. Trinka can't believe it. What a shot to end this game.
Joey McDougall with a 3-point night and a fight. He will earn the 3rd star. Both goalies earn it number 1 and 2. You can't have over 40 shots against and not get the nod there.
Absolutely.
What a game. Ryan Full on the bench. How'd you see it?
Yeah, well, it seems fitting the way the game ended, right? It had to be a power play to be one of the goalies, and beautiful puck movement from the Xtreme to finish that one off. So a fitting way to end, and our series is locked at 1 now.
Jordan Geyer ends it. He played really well all game, didn't he?
Oh, absolutely. You know, he really stepped up. He was part of every single play. He was part of every single situation. Whether it's blocking shots, taking shot on goal, stopping one, like 2-on-1, like unmanned rush coming at him. He was part of everything in that game.
Well, I think I'd like to hear from Jordan Geyer. I think everyone at home would like to hear from Jordan Geyer. Luckily, Dave Muggleton's down on the ice right now with somebody.
Matus was a hard beat all night. That game came obviously all the way down to the wire. It went to golden goal. Tell me a bit about your golden goal.
I don't really know. I just got lucky, I think. We've been playing that system like pretty much the whole season. I think that's the first time it's paid off, so I'm pretty happy with that.
Now, power plays and penalties, very nervy when you're in a golden goal situation. First, you had to go through the kill. Then you got your own power play. Like, what's the mindset as you're kind of going through these high-intensity moments?
To be honest, I just wanted to get redemption on Harley for last week. Let him get that one, so I thought I'd take this one.
So the series is now tied up 1-1. Both games, absolute grudge matches going into overtime. What are our thoughts for the rest of the season?
Just keep doing what we're doing best, and I think we know what we need to do, and we just got to perform each week and get it done.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Well, it seems fitting that the game ends in the same way. The team that was up 2-0 allowed them to come back. They tied it 2-2. Now, the Adelaide Xtreme, is it not fitting that finally secondary scoring broke through to score that winning goal?
I mean, it's absolutely fitting, and it's even more fitting that the defenseman who let Harley Anderson through last week to score the overtime winning goal scores the goal in Game 2 just to even the score, literally.
Yeah, no, absolutely, and it's completely deserving. For me, Jordan Gar is probably the 4-star of that game for my own sake.
Yeah, McDougall didn't have 3 points in a fight.
Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. But I feel like for me, a guy like Jordan Gar that really gives his whole body on the line for his team, plays hard, is had a little bit of a chippy nose also, you know. He likes to get a little bit, like, if he can get a little bit of a jab at you, we'll do it. I think it was completely deserved for him to be to have that goal at the end of the game.
A crazy game with another crazy finish, and I can't wait for Game 3 next week. Ryan, Justine, and I will be back for it. Johan will be watching on TV.
Yes, absolutely. I'm going to be looking at watching every single game. I want to thank everyone. I just want to take 2 seconds. Thank you to everyone in the SA hockey community. You guys have been absolutely amazing. I love you guys. And it's not a goodbye. It's a see you soon.
A wild game, another wild finish. Jordan Geyer scores the winner. Both goalies play huge. But it's a 1-1 series. It's turned to a best of 3. We'll see you 1 week from tonight.